Hello and welcome to the Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cass, joined by my co-commentator tonight, Derek Oranger, the head of operations here at the Bethesda Big Train. Derek, how are you?
I'm doing great. This is not what I expected to be doing necessarily today, but it's going to be an absolute privilege to be joined by you, Carson, and looking forward to a good baseball game and really happy to be on the call.
Yeah, we've got the Bethesda Big Train tonight playing Alexandria. The Aces 10-8, or 10-9, excuse me. Bethesda 10-8 coming into this one. Both teams kind of struggling right in the midst of the middle of their conferences. North, for us specifically, we're second, 2.5 games behind, but no one really close as Gaithersburg has lost a few, but prior to them, they are kind of in the midst of the dogfight for third place, second place, and fourth. All teams in the South, all a game within each other, and all more than 3 games back behind the Southern Maryland Senators, who have been led by the likes of Bud Coombs, someone you're pretty familiar with, Derek.
I am pretty familiar with Bud Coombs. He's been taking the league by storm. He really is a phenomenal player who, made his freshman debut at Maryland and really kind of took the team by storm. He played football in the fall, but suffered an injury. Now he'll be going to Vanderbilt. But, this is a matchup here between the Aces and the Big Train. The first time the Big Train's made the trip down to Alexandria at a former minor league ballpark. And, the Big Train now, as they prepare for the anthem, looking to play some good baseball, get back in the winning ways. They had a streak going that ended last night against the T-Bolts. Now they want to get back to it and keep trying to build, and make the most of the North Division.
We'll load through this lineup really quickly. Julius Bonnery's for the Big Train, leading things off in just a moment, followed by Brennan behind him. Cal Johnson will bat third. Emilio Gonzalez fourth at the first base position. Daniel Machado, will bat shortstop. Zach Malvazio will be in right tonight as he's continuing his power streak. In center will be the likes for the Big Train of Will Hack. We've got a lot of nicknames on this depth chart here as TJ Gramesty will bat eighth, followed in 13 with number 13, Parker Corbin, his second appearance since his injury. On the mound, we'll talk a little bit more about it, but Ketchum out of Alabama. But we will be right back. We'll talk a little bit more about the Aces right after the national anthem here in Alexandria. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. Bethesda obviously in town here at Cora Kelly STEM School Field in Alexandria, Virginia. Leading on for their mound man will be Jake Borger. The Elizabethtown native takes the mound for his 4th start of the year, Derek.
Yep, it's been 3 games and 3 starts. Every time he's in, he's thrown and averaging about 5 innings a game. He comes from Penn State Harrisburg, rising freshman there, so one of the younger players in this league, but he's had some early success. ERA at 4.2, whip at 1.67, and 15 strikeouts over 15 innings pitched. So he's certainly held his own despite being a younger guy, and he's been someone reliable for the Aces, making 3 starts now. This will be his 4th.
Yeah, unsure how he's a rising freshman as he's listed on their website, but you know what? Magical things and more things have happened, especially with the eligibility rules changing. So I don't know what they're going to call every year now, whether you're just a 1st year, 2nd year, up to 5th year. But either way, he will have a Big Train lineup that's been pretty difficult to deal with, especially at the top man in Bonneries. Bonneries has been very good this season. This will be his 13th appearance on, 367 average, and OPS just kind of below 950, above 950, and he has just been so difficult. Team leader in stolen bases. He draws a lot of walks, he gets on in a lot of scrappy ways, and as of late, he has been slugging. 3 doubles in his last 5 games.
The power isn't necessarily something the Big Train needs from him, but any addition in that regard is going to be really, really helpful for the Big Train. It's been a get him on, get him over, get him in kind of strategy, but the power uptick has really helped the offense, and it's something, in game 2 of yesterday's doubleheader, the offense was a little quiet, so I think trying to get right today against, a rising freshman, who is at Harrisburg, I think this is the day to do it, and, Bonneries is the guy to start it off.
Yeah, especially for this side, it'll be really interesting to see kind of how Borger can hang up. He's had some of the lower teams in this bracket, or in this division, so used to esports. But he's kind of had a lot of the lower lineups, worst hitting lineups. Start against Silver Spring, start against 2 times against the bottom half of DC, who's actually on a 4-game tear right now. They're right in the midst of things over in that South Division. We played them, and they haven't lost a game since the Big Train conquered them 10-0. Rays are a tough team to beat right now. Hit really well, but it's always been their pitching. It just kind of is weird because they have a lower ERA, but either way, Bonneries will lead things off for these Big Train. Lefty batter. Big Train in their black and gray aways. Green accents on the pants and the collars, as well as the belt. Borger right-hander. First pitch. It is watched for ball 1. Looks like outside. We're on a bit of a 90-degree angle here, so horizontally we'll have a difficult time, but vertically we'll be set.
Yeah, we'll be going off the catcher today, but that's really all you can do, and that one's in there for a strike.
That one just on the low quarter. Kind of at the knees. Bonneries talked to us earlier in the season about being more patient. Definitely was more of those 2-strike kind of scrappy guys that always made sure to not go out swinging. 1-1, and Bonneries fly ball into left field. Under it is Larson, and it's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, it's not a bad start for Bonneries. It's not a bad swing. He goes the other way. He stays balanced. 3rd pitch of the at-bat there. Looks like he's on it, just a little bit under it. And, that's not necessarily his exact strategy, but, with some of the slug lately, it's not something that he needs to avoid. So we move now to Brennan Wright, 2nd lefty in a row, switch hitting Johnson on deck. So the matchup against the righty favors well for the top of this order.
Yeah, and so 2 lefties kind of leading off here. You mentioned that it's going to be all about the difficult kind of time that a righty will have against the top of this Big Train order, because it is just straight up almost 3 lefties in a row, as in the on-deck circle is Cal Johnson, switch hitting bat. A lot of power with him, but specifically, it's just a lot of lefty-righty, and if you believe in that, which I think at this level there certainly is reasons to. In the Major League, sometimes it's also true, but depends on the guy, and Wright has hit very well against righties. He's just kind of hit very well.
Yeah, Wright's someone who had a lot of success this year at South Alabama, and he's, carried it over into his 2nd season with the Big Train.
Ground ball right side to the 2nd baseman. He throws it over to first to White. Good play there from Ricky Barnes, and 2 down early for the Big Train, who have not had a base runner in these last 2 games on that 1st inning. Last 3 games, excuse me. Did have one in the good day in the doubleheader. Emilio Gonzalez on deck as well, as Cal Johnson comes to the plate on the left side. Gonzalez wearing 44 tonight. First pitch is missed. A bit low from Borger, whose name is Jake Borger, which Pretty similar to a certain Rangers first baseman, Jake Berger, of White Sox fame.
I was going to say, I know he has a White Sox background, and that seems to be all it takes.
Cal Johnson hits this one pretty high in the air to left, chasing back on it, and it is a great catch on the track. He's able to make it, crashes into the wall, but it's a good play by the likes of Larson, and that will end the top half of the first.
Wow, Larson didn't even stop his stride. Straight into the wall. He was able to slow himself down just enough to avoid any injury, but really a great struck ball by the 3-hole for Bethesda, but run down quickly, and it's 3 up, 3 down for the Big Train despite 3 balls in play.
We'll be right back, 0-0, tie ball game on Big Train Baseball Network.
We are back for the bottom of the first inning. Aces coming up to the plate, and it's Jackson Ketchum making his Big Train debut. The West Point, Mississippi native looks to, have a good start here. Probably won't go terribly long. He made 4 appearances for Alabama this year, 1.2 innings pitched. Didn't have a lot of success, but this is the kind of guy that can come into the Big Train and, really get some innings and prove to that staff at Alabama that, he's someone back in the fall who can, really make an impact. So Ketchum today, looking to throw a lot of strikes, get ahead early, and give his team a chance to win.
Yeah, and we'll see. He'll follow up yesterday's appearance, where it would have been a win had they not given up the walk-off for Joe Chiarotto, who was Edwardsville, Illinois native. One of those are the 2 Alabama pitchers we have. Ketchum himself out of West Point, Mississippi. So a lot closer to Alabama. His brother Cole is an Ole Miss pitcher. But he'll lead off against Elijah Grant, one of the premier leadoff men in this league. Hitting 286, but he's been a scrappy guy to deal with. 18 hits, a lot of stolen bases. Ground ball right side, gets past Bonneries, and he's got himself first pitch, first single of the game, his 19th hit on the year.
Yeah, he wasted no time there. He got a pitch he liked, slapped it right up the middle. That seems to be his style of play, and the leadoff man does exactly what he's supposed to do and gets aboard.
Gonna bring up Jackson Sacro, who actually, weird thing, my roommate played travel ball with him when they were kids. Scro is out of Haverford College in New Jersey. He's from Hopewell.
It is amazing, just the web of baseball.
It is absurd how sometimes you'll just be calling one of these games and you'll be like, oh, I played against that guy in high school, which we'll actually talk about later because I confirmed did against one of them in a travel ball game because I was just thinking about it. The name was recognizable because he was getting recruited. But Sacro, a righty batter, Alexandria in their blue jerseys on white. Looks similar to the Braves if you took out everything in their blue jerseys, like the word mark on the front, just replaced it with the A. So I think 90s Braves, but all navy and white.
Yeah, the count 1-1 now. First pitch fouled off. Next pitch missed for a ball.
Sacro hits this one into the air to right, chasing after. It's Malvazio and Hack. It'll be Malvazio's ball as Grant gets pretty far over. He's a smaller guy, but he's very quick. So he feels pretty comfortable getting all the way to second on that one and getting back in time as Malvazio's throw will just go to the second baseman anyway.
Yeah, the fastball there just got in on the hands just enough, make that a routine fly out instead of a deeper extra base hit. So really good job attacking the hitter in the 1-1 action count. Gets the swing, gets the out, and Grant unable to advance. So 1 out, we'll see if he thinks about running.
It'll leave things to the 3-hole hitter, Hunter White out of Hagerstown, Maryland. he is one of the more premier bats in this lineup coming into the season. He's been good this year as well. OPS, a few ticks above 900. Looking for his 22nd hit in this at-bat, but 1-0. Grant goes at first, and they'll get him. Out by a mile, Grant caught stealing for the 5th time. He leads the league in caught stealing, but he's also got 15 stolen bases to his pedigree, so he's been very good, but unfortunate there. A good throw from the man behind the dish today, Gramesty.
Yeah, you know, if you're struggling to get thrown out, I'm not sure the 1-0 counts the best time to do it. He runs on a fastball, and Gramesty quick to get up, quick to the plate from the big train arm, and you know, there was just nothing he could really do there as a changeup misses down and away. It's 2-1, 2-1 now.
We give you the play-by-play pretty often on this one. The lefty Hunter White, as you mentioned, on the 2-1 count, 18th game of the year. Ketchum delivers, and that one will miss on the outside portion. Count will go to 3-1.
Yeah, tried with a slider there. I thought he might have caught the edge, but must have been just outside.
Yeah, we obviously don't have the greatest of angles here, as the 3-1 roped up the middle right past Daniel Machado. It's short, and a line drive single keeps the inning aboard. Their ring of fire continues to burn as the next one goes up. Daniel McGinnis.
Yeah, really just a mature approach there. It's a 3-1 count. He didn't get too big. It's a line drive the other way for a 2-out single. So the caught stealing proves to be pretty valuable. If that runner was on second base, it could have been a run early for an Ace's advantage. Instead, it's a 2-out single, 1 man on, and we move to the 4-hole.
McGinnis, a righty out of Eastern Mennonite, which is pretty close to this area in terms of where some of these guys are from. It's about an hour from here. South. Actually, the field to which the Yorktown Coconuts play. We'll talk a little bit about this field in the second inning, because we've got a lot of White Sox to tag onto as well with that stadium. And, you know, I've got some trivia there. So 1-0 to the righty after Ketchum misses. Pitch. This one skied in the air to right field. Malvazio chasing after it at that corner wall, and this one will fall foul.
Yeah, it looked like he was ready to swing. There was movement on the base paths, but ultimately lands foul. It's a tough angle down the corner for us. But McGinnis is certainly someone you need to respect. In 17 games, he's hitting .446. His on-base percentage is right at 50%. So this is a legitimate batter and, you know, someone to respect here with 2 outs and a man on.
Yeah, he gets on. He is second in the league in hits, as well as total bases with 29. 30 would tie him with the leader over an Olney. 1-1. Ketchum trying to get him as he just missed inside. Got McGinnis kind of right in that armpit area, and another base runner is on. So quickly, 2 is, again, we think about that caught stealing. 2 outs, and you have a really good situation, which may not end up tallying anything well for you if you get one more out. And again, you could have a guy at third right now.
Yeah. You know, it's hard to say what could have, should have, would have happened, but, you know, this is an out given to the big train, makes him a 2-out inning. So 2 on now, but still 1 pitch away here for the big train to get out of this unscathed.
Catcher from Round Rock, Texas, Matthew Pazak in this. He's one of 2 players here, one of 2 Texas-born players playing at Penn this year. It's a couple of Quakers here for this squad. Righty batter takes the first pitch just a little high from Ketchum.
Yeah, he struggled.
Ketchum will deliver on that 1-0. Pitch ground ball left side. Machado, he's got to field it on his backhand, double clutch, play it first, and he's got him. Fantastic work at that left side from Machado all season. There's some more there. Big Train strand 2 in this second inning. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network, drawn even. Emilio Gonzalez leads things off in the top of the second. 2 hits for the Aces. They strand 2, unfortunately, on the hit by pitch, and the single after caught stealing prevents a bases loaded opportunity. Went down either way, but Emilio Gonzalez is wearing 44 tonight. Pretty big number for Syracuse, where I go. That's Jim Brown wore that number and is given pretty sparingly about any of the other athletics. But Jake Borger's still on the mound, and we mentioned earlier, this is the Alexandria Aces former field. Minor league as the first pitch misses. Second pitch, big wave by Gonzalez.
It's quickly a 1-1 count now as Gonzalez gets his swing. He looks like to be getting into a little bit more rhythm as he goes and the season continues.
Talk about a slump against the fastball. He's been hitting the breaking and off speed pretty well. 1-1. Gonzalez will watch one high from Borger.
Gonzalez had such a special year last year, and now just trying to, capture some of that again, and that's what he'll aim to do, and no better time to get started.
Fouls this one backwards towards the parking lot, and he's the reigning Triple Crown winner, only one in league history ever, including the likes of guys who are around here like Hunter Renfroe, who I know is a pretty well-known name, and guys like Nolan Schonnell, who was the first baseman of the Angels, but a 2-2 count very quickly. Borger delivers and fouled off by Gonzalez left side. Switch hitting Machado on deck, so it's for Borger 5 straight lefties.
He hasn't had an issue with it yet. Now 2-2 to Emilio, but as he keeps attacking and these hitters keep seeing him, we'll see if he's able to go his normal 5 innings or if the big train can run him out of here sooner.
2-2, and this one fouled off again. One thing that's pretty noteworthy that you don't see a lot, especially in summer ball leagues, as in these 7-inning doubleheaders, which we've seen now 2 days in a row, you just don't see a guy twice too often. Big Train have done very well second time through the order on these guys, have not taken the lead too early anymore, or kept it too early. 2-2 from Borger, and that one misses outside. Count will run full.
Now it's anybody's pitch. 3-2, I like to think the hitter has the advantage. In this case, Emilio really can take ball 4 or can go after it.
He does go after it, swing and a miss. Gonzalez down on strikes as Borger retires the first 4 in a row. It'll be Daniel Machado, switch hitting redshirt freshman out of Florida Atlantic University.
Interesting, as Emilio came off the field there, it looked to be telling Machado there's some run on the pitch, so perhaps some sinkers, something maybe going away from his bat, which actually for a left-handed hitter can be beneficial, but the movement first time through can maybe be deceptive and keep guys off balance.
He's a ground baller by nature. First pitch, and that one just low on Machado.
Really good take. Sometimes those 1-0s are, or your 0-0 pitches, it really can decide how an at-bat's going to turn out. So a close take, it goes Machado's way.
This one in the air to right, and it'll get down in front of Grant. So the first hit of the game for the Big Train, Machado on early. He's actually had a weird season this year where really hot, got really hot again, but he has not gotten a hit outside the first inning in his last 5 games, something I was running last night. Just a weird one, but other than that, he had one double in his last 5 games outside the first inning was it. But it'll be the first righty in this order, Zachary Malvazio, UCF product, and he has got some serious power in his bat. Starts in his legs.
It does, yeah. He's a large man, and really a physical presence in the batter's box, and it's shown with the power.
First pitch from Borger. Malvazio does not walk a lot, and he does swing a heck of a lot. Only 2 walks on the season through just about 40 plate appearances. The 0-1 now. That one high. So now 1-1 he takes.
Machado's hit, it makes me think just back to that end of the first inning. Really a nice play, going to his right, coming up, making the throw, and getting that third out with 2 runners on. That's one that you really want to star for later, getting out of that jam.
It's a big play. Kind of keeps that lineup in a big drought. They have to rebuild their momentum basically after that first inning, but see how long Ketchum stays. Obviously has not pitched a lot of innings. Curious what his innings limit would be from the Alabama pitching staff. Obviously all these guys have limits, have pitching limits. 2-1 count. Malvazio. After that one misses. Here comes Borger. Ground ball left side foul into the Aces dugout, which kind of is missing the netting past the first 2 poles.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting dugout setup here. You have the lower dugouts and then just a net on the front, but for the Aces, it's more of a luxury spot to sit. The netting is down, so they need to keep an eye out with Malvasio up.
Pickoff attempt back to first. They can't get Machado as he's in there safely.
Malvasio now the 2-2 action count. We'll see if Machado thinks about running.
Takes a little lead backwards, gets an extra step, but that one missing low. Machado got a little far, pick back to first, and they got him. Holding onto his shoulder. Go back into first. It's kind of a difficult play with the first baseman in front of him. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. Injury timeout. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. Machado out at first as on the 3-2 Malvasio walks. So he will replace Machado at first, not in terms of substitutions, but he just does walk now there on the 2-out count. Machado came up a little injured.
Not a good play there with Machado. Dives back in on the back pick, and looks like it was potentially a shoulder injury, so we'll see if he exits the game. For now, Malvasio moves to first.
It'll be Will Hack, one of 3 right-handers at the bottom of this lineup for the Big Train. Center fielder tonight, he watches strike 1 from Borger. TJ Gramesty on deck, the 3rd righty. Oh, 1 count now from Borger. Righty steps off, looks back to first. Malvasio, not a big stolen base threat, but he does have 1 this year. That's his 3rd walk on the season over there at first.
Yeah, he worked the count full, got a pitch he didn't like, and laid off.
Hack on the 0-1, another foul ball, little dribbler. Aces dugout, and somebody in that dugout makes a good play on it.
Yeah, right now, the Aces team is doing a really good job keeping the Big Train off balance and off time. Some early foul outs, some late fouls, and just struggling to find that rhythm, and good job changing speeds.
Yeah, Borger's running a sinker that doesn't appear to be too quick. As 0-2, he watches 1 go by, and it's a good low fastball. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. Hack strikes out with a runner left on first. We'll be back on the Big Train Baseball Network just in 1 moment in the bottom of the 2nd. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cash, joined by Derek Oringer, head of the Big Train operations, but a little bit of an injury there. So defensively, Carpenter will come in at third as Ketchum remains on the mound. Johnson will move from third over to short, but otherwise still the same. Johnson will keep his spot in the lineup, obviously, and Carpenter will take Machado's, who is going to be off now to go hopefully to a hospital.
Yeah, it looked like a shoulder thing for Machado, and we'll wish him the best and hope it's a speedy recovery. In the meantime, it's Johnson that moves to short. It's a position he's comfortable with and he's played before.
Played last night.
Exactly.
It'll be Brad Larson out of Rhodes College. Hilton Head Island, a South Carolina native. That is not a big population island, so interesting, but it is a very big tourist attraction. 2-0 as the first two pitches from Ketchum miss. And that one again, now a 3-0 count. Needs to find some mustard.
Yeah, it's nobody out. You never want a 4-pitch walk to start an inning, so we're hoping Ketchum can battle back.
3-0, and that one misses high. Larson is on with a very quick 4-pitch walk.
Just seems like Ketchum not quite ready to start this inning, not quite comfortable yet, so we'll hope he can settle in quickly. There with a 4-pitch walk in the last pitch, really not very competitive as he misses arm side up and away.
Jack Warner will come up. You may have heard it through the PA announcer. We're actually in the crowd tonight. So,
yeah,
Warner, the second Quaker in this lineup.
We're right here in the bleachers, just getting the fan experience, and it's a beautiful night here. And another ball, it's 5 in a row.
1-0 count. Warner, you've OBP at about 531 towards the top of this league. 1-0 is missed high in 6 straight. Typically, this is right where somebody will come out and visit with the pitcher, but Gramesty opting not to yet. I mean, it's his first appearance, second inning. Sometimes it just happens. You get behind the guy again, and if he doesn't hit the zone here, then you will absolutely meet with the guy. But the 2-0 Ketchum and misses high, and Gramesty take a moment, kind of give him the calm down motion as he throws it back, but a very quick 3-0 count.
Yeah, Ketchum's somebody that hasn't thrown a lot of innings, and throughout the spring, now making his debut. I wonder if the up and down was difficult for him.
3-0, and that one in there. It's just on the high portion of the zone. Warner, only 11 walks on the year. He's been hit by pitch 5 times. It puts him in that top 4 range. A lot of guys getting hit by pitches in this league, but it's somehow just been one guy on each team that just tends to have 5 to 10. They're always willing to lean into it as he fouls this one back. So a 3-2 count quickly. Ketchum battles back.
And that's what you want to see. Falling behind 3-0, it's really easy to give in, and all of a sudden it's 2 men on and nobody out. Now a full count. See if he can finish it.
That pitch just outside, so a full count walk to Warner. Misses a little away, and now 2 on very quickly. We'll bring up the tail end of this order. It's the third baseman, Noah Harvey.
Yeah, Harvey from the University of Richmond. Good school to come from. He played in 28 games there, struggled some. He's a rising sophomore, and been an everyday guy for the Aces.
Yeah, and for him, it's going to be all about continuing to stay in that lineup. He's actually not in the portal, as even in a good freshman year with Richmond, he's going to stay there, probably transfer the year after. It's kind of just the way baseball works at this point, where a lot of these guys are going to get better opportunities, and if Harvey continues to hit as well as he did there and field as well as he did there, notably with no errors on 100 attempts, he will likely move up. 1-0. Pitch is in there, so another finally strike from Ketchum.
It is a pretty crazy reality of college baseball now, where you see someone, really at any school with success, and you start to question, how much do they like it? Will they move?
It doesn't really matter how much they like it. It's just some of these times the opportunities are better. As the 1-1 bunt attempt, very quickly, drag bunt. Ketchum has to get it. Gramesty slips, but the throw is wide from Bonaris, who has to cover first. One runner will score. A second one rounding as this one's in the deep reaches of the outfield, and the throw is in there. So a second base for Harvey for double as he gets Lawson and Warren to come around and score. It's 2-0 Alexandria.
Yeah, really difficult play. sometimes you try to do a little more than you need to. Gretchen there really aggressively tries to get the out. Bagneri's running to cover first. The throw's behind him. All of a sudden it's down the right field line and everyone's off to the races. It's a two-run error there. And what could have been a sacrifice bunt, maybe you should have put it in your pocket. Now all of a sudden it's a runner on second, nobody out, and 2 runs are in for the Aces.
Yeah, they just watered this field, and TJ Gramesty found out. He went full, both feet in the air above his head, as this one is fouled backwards towards the seats. First pitch to the bottom of the order, Ricky Barnes. Barnes out of Blackhawk College in Moline, Illinois. He's from Cary Grove High School, but I played him one time. Again, we talk about that weird world of baseball. Sometimes there's a guy who's on a random team that you played. He actually played for Canes and blew our travel team out about 5 million to 0. I don't remember the score, but he ended in the 3rd inning. For context, 0-1 pitch from Ketchum, and he misses outside.
Yeah, so I think this goes to show how sometimes the walk can really be a detrimental way to start your inning. 2 walks to start this one. All of a sudden it's a bunt, and it's a 2-score inning for the Aces, and they haven't hit a ball hard yet.
Yeah, it was a perfect bunt, though. You don't see a lot of small ball on higher levels, but, I mean, it's perfect. 1-1, hit in the air to right, and it's going to get down. Man from second, Harvey will round, headed home. No play at the plate as they just eat it in the outfield. On the 1-1, again, another single. And quickly, 3-0 for this side of Alexandria.
Yeah, but it's not a bad pitch. It's good baseball. It's a runner on second, nobody out, and bottom of the order gets it done. Dropping a base hit in, and the runner was moving on contact, saw it down, and there was no play at the plate, nothing to be contested. Now as Coach Lopez heads out to the mound.
Lopez mound visit. What would you say to him if you were Lopez, to be clear?
You know, if I were Lopez, it would be a different thing. He has a real art for making people feel comfortable and loved. Lopez now, his job is to let him know you still haven't given up a hard hit, and in this case, he's going to actually pull Gretchen from this game, who, in his debut, I'll let Carson give the line.
We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. We'll see the next man in just a moment as they look for a new man out of the pen. It'll be likes of 34, Nathan Wines. Leads the league in whip. Right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. Nathan Wines, Glen Burnie, Maryland native comes on.
Yeah, Wines hasn't had some of the success he was looking for coming out of ECU for the Big Train, but, you know, a chance to battle back, and now in what looks to be a bullpen day, chance to maybe get a longer leash.
Yeah, Wines not the best season so far, but we've seen flashes of who he can be. Kind of struggled with the walk and the hit. Can't place one thing when he can. It tends to just end up not where he wants. So we talked to Tim very briefly about it, and he's just said it's not who he is, and makes total sense. Big Train team trying to find a way to win the division, and something they have not done since think prior to COVID, they've got a 5-year streak in this North squad is only coming out swinging. They've got guys like Landon Springmeyer, I believe Brendan Brown, one pitcher of the week last week. As that first pitch in there, runner thought about going but kind of hesitated. Got a good jump. Just sort of stopped over at first, did Ricky Barnes.
Yeah, we return to the top of the order here, and you know, Wines, the message is clear. You got to throw strikes and you got to attack.
It's Elijah Grant second in stolen bases. First in caught stealing, though, is he's 12 for 17 on the bag attempts. That one misses 1-1. Grant, the lefty batter, center fielder, committed to Presbyterian College, hopefully for the Blue Hose.
Already a hit for Grant today.
1-1, ground ball right side. Bonaris comes in on it. Taylor may double play, but the hems are a little loose. They can't get him at first as Gonzalez is unable to get it, but one out for the lead runner as Barnes is extinguished.
Yeah, Barnes really does a good job getting out of the box. It's a slappier swing, and he's moving from that left-hander's batter's box. Bagnery's got it over quickly, but that's a tough ball to double up a good runner on.
Jackson Scrow. Scrover the fence is the fan call beside us, and that's pretty good.
Yeah, it is a nice play on words.
0 times this year, but he's been very good with Haverford. He's been one of the best players in JUCO, D2 JUCO. I believe, yes, he was the D2 JUCO of the year in 2025, freshman of the year. And 2026 entered the year as a first-team preseason All-American. Was ended up being the National Rookie of the Year last year at that JUCO level entirely by D1 Baseball's marks.
Yeah, he takes a strike there, and he quickly falls behind 0-1. Wines here trying to attack. Learn from the mistakes of his teammates, perhaps, that early walks can be difficult.
Yeah, Wines a righty that can seriously eat innings when he's going, but he's just gonna find a way to get it going. And this is a great opportunity. Down 3-0, he doesn't have really much to lose here, and sometimes guys are no more dangerous and they're better in these spots. Grant goes. Gramesty trying to get him a second time, and he's in there. So 1 for 2 on the day as Grant is able to move his way to second after reaching on a fielder's choice.
Yeah, it's interesting there. That was a really uncompetitive pitch, but the batter seemed to take a check swing at it. I believe a hit and run was on. He tried to lay off. The first base umpire said he held off, and much to the disbelief of the Big Train dugout.
So 1-1 the count. Wines misses high at a little above head level to Scrow. He posted an 1,000 OPS last year at Haverford, so a downtick from his 2025, but I mean he still hit very well at the D3 level, not the JUCO level.
Yeah, really played a lot. 9 home runs this last year, 11 in 2025.
2-1, it's fouled downwards, and now a 2-2 count.
The power hasn't quite transferred so far in this season, but for Haverford, really a power surge.
Also the league leader in walks. Doesn't strike out at a rate that you would like, but he's kind of a 3 true outcomes guy, or was in college. Homered 3 times versus Lebanon Valley. His first homers of the year, 2-2, and Scrow will watch a strike 3 call. It's an outside fastball that gets him. Good pitch from Wines, 2 outs here as he tries to salvage the second inning.
Yeah, sometimes if you're missing arm side high with a fastball, you can snap off a breaking ball and get that thing to come down a little bit for you. It's a really big pitch, and 2 outs now with a runner in scoring position.
Big lefty bat as Wines sees his first man from that side at Hunter White. And he's tall A, but he's got a lot of power B. 2 homers on the year, 2 doubles. Also pretty high strikeout rate. These aces strike out a lot. As the 1-0 from Wines with a man on second. Doesn't want to give a hit up here. Grant will surely go home and likely score. He's very quick. Interesting to see him at the D1 level. You like to see guys like him. He's probably, I think, 5'6", but I mean, he plays and he's got enough power in his bat to play like he's 6'4" and be a guy you have to look out for in the lineup. 2-0. Big wave at that hitter's count pitch. Low fat, low curveball. Thought maybe you get one hanging, but it just kind of moves away from his bat.
Yeah, that curveball seems to be a pitch that Wines feels pretty comfortable landing. Here now in a 2-0 count, he snaps one off, gets the strike. Moving the count to 2-1.
2-1, as you mentioned. Pitch goes, and Grant to third, and he is caught stealing.
again.
So on the 2-1 count, Hunter White will get a second chance at it as his teammate is caught stealing a second time tonight. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network as they find their way out of a jam, give up 3 runs on 2 hits on the Big Train Baseball Network. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. TJ Gramesty to lead things off in the top of the 3rd. He'll try and get a Big Train lineup going, down 3-0 after 3 were plated in the last inning. 2 on a bunt and an error, and 1 more on a good single from Ricky Barnes. As that one immediately just hits him. TJ Gramesty leads this team in hit by pitch, and that is another.
Yeah, that's the one that you really like. It's not going to leave a bruise, just skimming the elbow guard, and it's 90 feet that he gets given to him, and it'll bring up Parker Corbin.
Corbin in his 2nd game back since a laceration on his throwing finger. I'm not sure he can catch just yet, but designated hitting regardless. Walked twice, 0 for 1 yesterday in his 1 appearance in the 2nd game. First pitch from Borger misses. Corbin is a very patient hitter. He is the kind of catcher that you like to have around because he's not going to swing wildly at pitches outside the zone. He's very selective and he's very hard to get out. Saw a full count in every at-bat last time. 1-0. Misses again outside. Borger had a bit of a sandwich jam with this thing.
Yeah, Corbin now just with nobody out trying to turn this lineup over to Bagneris. He spent 2 years at Maryland. Now he'll be transferring to Akron, going closer to home where he's from in Ohio.
From Loveland. 2-0 count. That one misses again, and quickly our catcher and the man behind him who does catch, Corbin, in danger of having 2 walks, no outs for Borger very quickly, which is what started the rally for Alexandria in the bottom of the 2nd. 3-0 from Borger, and that one misses way high, so he'll be on first, and very quickly in 5 pitches, they've got 2 on.
Yeah, this is exactly what Borger wanted to avoid, and it's what he's done a pretty good job avoiding throughout the season. But now 2 free passes, nobody out, and it's the top of this Big Train order, ready to face Borger for the 2nd time. This is a really pivotal part of this game. Right after scoring 3 in the bottom of the 2nd, now the Big Train hopes to answer in the top of the 3rd.
So interestingly, the lefties had a harder time at this lineup off the first go, but Big Train hit very well, especially these lefties, 2nd time through against righties. Borger, first pitch to Bonneries, who roped one into left on the 2nd pitch, 3rd pitch he saw. Strike 1 at the knees.
So Borger right back into the zone. important for him to battle back and be aggressive. We'll see. The Aces opted to bunt in this situation. We'll see if Wagner Ace thinks about laying one down. Third baseman right about at the cut of the grass. First baseman behind the runner, Corbin at first.
0-1 count. Righty delivers. It is sawed off left side, and he's got two, I think, fastballs, because what I've seen looks like 4 speeds. He's definitely got a 4-seam and a sinker that I think rides a little lower, but he's definitely switching between at least 3, maybe 4. Obviously, we don't have a great angle of it without any radar for us. It's quickly 0-2 count for Bonaris. He's thrived once he's got here. 8 strikeouts on the year. 0-2, he hits this one well into center. Grant taking back on it at the wall, at the track, and he barely gets it. Runner will be able to go from second to third, though. So he'll get some pats on the back as that one nearly left the yard dead center.
Yeah, Wagner Ace there. He'll shock you a little bit with some pop off the bat. He's really athletic. He's got some quick hands. That one, the Aces are lucky to record an out on. It does move the runner to third, less than 2 outs, so an opportunity now for Brennan Wright to hopefully chip away at this 3-run deficit. So, interesting decision not to bunt. I like letting the players play, and it almost results in extra bases. Instead, it moves the runner to third.
Yeah, I think with Bonaris, how well he's hitting, you just kind of can't give him that bunt sign right now, and he's had 2 very hard hit balls into the outfield, and both of them kind of just unfortunately in the wrong spots. That one goes in the gap. It's maybe a triple for a guy as fast as him, especially because that one would have come careening off the wall at a high velocity as the first pitch is missed to right.
It's interesting. You can really talk about the strategy of baseball for hours on end, and you know whether the first and second nobody out is always a time to bunt or not.
1-0. I think it always depends who you have up next, and I think with Wright, you're kind of gambling on a guy who can do it either way, especially with Johnson behind. You're kind of saying maybe with already 1 out or no outs in that situation, it could get doubled up on a bunt pretty easily, and Bonaris is a good bunter, has already shown it. But 2-0, Borger steps off, back to first. Pickoff attempt is no good as Gramsty looks to cause some commotion at third, but they should go back to Borger, and all is well as the second-team All-Sun Belt lefty stands back in on a 2-0 count. 2-0, that one misses low at the shins, and Borger quickly in the 3-0 count, in danger of walking another batter.
Yeah, he really needs to be careful here with Johnson waiting on deck. Johnson in the first inning really put a charge into one that was caught deep in left field. With 3-0, he may be coming up with bases loaded.
3-0, and he walked him. So a runner on second very quickly, a runner on first, and ducks on the pond for the wrong guy to do that to. Cal Johnson has gone deep 3 times this season. He's tripled 3 times, and he's doubled 3 times. So kind of hoping that he doesn't get a jackpot here of all 3s, maybe all 7s. But he doesn't need to get lucky at all. Big bat on the lefty's shoulders. He will have Borger surrounded.
Johnson committed to Maryland and, you know, excited to join the Big Ten.
Big pitch waving first. He's behind a fastball.
Borger attacks and he gets that first strike, which is always so imperative. Here with 1 out and the bases loaded, and the big train hoping to chip away.
0-1 pitch, and he grounds this one right side. Collected, and could have got double play chance, but out at first. Big train can't get anything on 1 out. Bases loaded. Alexandria navigates the jam courtesy of Borger. He puts a good one together, grilled and served as we go to the bottom of the third, on the Big Train Baseball Network. Stranded. Welcome back on the Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cass, joined by Derek Oranger tonight. 3-0 lead for these Alexandria Aces. We're in their place, where actually the former minor league team played the Alexandria Dukes as well as the Alexandria Mariners when they were the Mariners affiliate. But some interesting guys who played here. Bobby Bonilla. Bonilla? Bonilla. Pretty renowned guy, but also former White Sox manager Rick Renteria. Pretty coined Ricky's Boys Don't Quit, which has now turned into Willie's Boys Don't Quit, as 3 managers down after Pedro Grafal and Tony La Russa. He is the man there, and for the White Sox, Will Venable. That'll be Hunter White. He'll get another chance. He was down 1-2 before his teammate stole with 2 outs and was caught for the second time today. Elijah Grant was very close to being in there, but the throw kind of beat him by, a really long time, a couple seconds. And Gramercy leads the league in caught stealing. 0-1, 0-2.
Yeah, it's a really interesting decision there. With 2 outs, you have speed, you're in scoring position, and you opt to steal third without a great jump, and it's a good catcher behind the plate, and he, paid the price for it.
0-2. Ground ball right side, and it is through. Touched right before home plate. And it's a fair single for White. His second of the day, 2 for 2 now as he leads off the third inning and the first inning.
Yeah, probably an 0-2 pitch that Wines would like back. He goes for the breaking ball, bigger curveball, and just leaves it up in the zone there. And a good hitter is going to punish that. So the 0-2 pitch, lined into right field. It's a leadoff single. And for the middle of the order for the Aces, they'll try to add on to this 3-run lead.
White, not a guy who steals a lot, so not too much to worry about on the mound for Wines. He delivers high as it's above the head of the next man in the order. Daniel McGinnis out of Eastern Mennonite.
Yeah, McGinnis got hit last time, but he's someone who has had his share of hits this season, and he looks to add to it. Big Train looks to keep him at bay.
Now 30 on the year as the 1-0 is delivered from Wines. It's a big curveball he doesn't get anywhere close to.
Yeah, that's the one that you really wanted in that 0-2 count just a couple pitches ago. That one started right at the knees and fell off the table. Really good pitch, really competitive. Evens the count at 1.
Big wave again, and Wines gets himself to a 1-2 count. This is the best he's looked all season.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He doubles up on the breaking ball, gets himself ahead 1-2, and now, the batter really in a blender, unsure of what's to come next.
Pitch to give. I'm sure he's going to go right back to it or a waste fastball high and away. Tendencies for Wines as he goes for that breaking ball. It's hit down the line to the left side as Carpenter bounces off his glove, and that'll be an error on the third baseman to allow the runner over to first.
Yeah, backhand play would have been a little tough. Again, though, that's the 2-strike breaking ball that I think Wines just wants to bury a little bit more. He shook to it. Gramercy had called a couple other pitches. Wines shakes to the breaking ball, gets it, and just a ground ball off the end of the bat, and all of a sudden it's 2 runners on, nobody out, and defense struggling a little bit early for the Big Train.
Yeah, official scoring says it's a single, which is good for Carpenter over there. It's a tough play to make, but in full honesty, McGinnis not the fastest of runners. He is 1 for 5 on stolen bases this year. He's been caught first to second 4 times. Ground ball up the middle. Bonneries hits a tailor-made double play. 4-6-3. They get 2 outs. Runner moves over to third, but good start for Wines as he's going for ground balls, and he's finally found another.
Yeah, that one just off the end of the bat, right to second base. As you said, tailor-made. That is how you draw it up. 2 quick outs, and the runner does move to third, but with 2 outs, you're still 1 pitch away from ending this inning. So 3-run advantage for the Aces here in the bottom of the third, but 2 quick outs there for Wines.
Brings up Brad Larson, who skies this one into the air to left field. Under it is Johnson, as well as the second baseman, Brennan Wright, who's playing left today. They get the final out there. Pretty easy one. Wines strands a runner at third, and the Big Train scoreless in the bottom of the third. Probably the best experience we've seen from Wines all year. Have wanted to get him going, and he's finally done it. Led the league in whipping the wrong way at about 4. It's already down closer to that 2.9 marker. We're right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. 3-0 Alexandria. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. Borger still on for these guys. Ace is up 3-0 in the top of the fourth. Big Train get another crack at it after Wines is able to strand a runner.
Borger now back to work. It's 3 scoreless innings for him, and now entering the fourth, he's got Emilio Gonzalez.
First pitch to Gonzalez misses low. Struck out his first time up swinging on a 3-2 count.
So both pitchers in the third deal with some command issues and get really good double plays to get themselves out of the trouble.
Both 4.6 threes. As that one a waiting fastball. We talked a little bit to Gonzalez about finding that fastball. He's been between 2 speeds. That's his biggest issue, and he said I kind of had to settle for those breaking balls, but he noted that he doesn't get a lot of breaking balls in the zone. He doesn't want to walk that much. He knows he can hit for power, and he knows he can contribute, and that's a fastball. He drives into center field. Grant, tough play on it, but he will settle there to his left and then his right. First out on the Big Train offensive side in the top of the fourth, is a fly out to center.
You know, some of these flyouts for Gonzalez these last couple days, I'm actually viewing as a really good sign for him. That's a fastball he's on time for. He's just a little bit under it, and he's flush on the barrel. He's on time. He's ready for that pitch. Just hasn't quite squared it up the way he's used to.
First pitch is missed, as it's Casey Carpenter's first AB after Machado singled that eventually left the game with a shoulder injury. 1-0, that one high. He's walked a lot. OBP sitting above 400, but for Carpenter, he's only had 5 hits on the year, or 6 hits on the year, excuse me. However, 5 of them have been doubles. He does make contact with the ball, tends to go pretty far, a lot of velocity, a lot of Ks. As the 2-0 is a hack, can't collect it, and Zach behind the plate has to take one off the ricochet, but he's all right.
Yeah, Carpenter played in 22 games at UNC Wilmington this year. Struggled offensively, but you know, the summer a time to battle back, and he's had some good at-bats, shown some flashes of power and the extra base hit potential. He's ahead 2-1 right now.
Borger, that one on the low portion of the zone, and strike 2. One that just wasn't really his pitch.
Yeah, Carpenter's taken some close ones in this at-bat, including the first and that one. First pitch went his way for a ball. That one I thought might have been down, but it's called a strike, and it's an even count at 2.
Borger on the 2-2. That one does miss very low. Good dig by the man behind the plate. Pizek doesn't really need to make it. He's a smart guy, Quaker after all. Lot of Ivy Leaguers in this Cal Ripken Senior League, and almost all of them from Texas. 3-2. He ropes this one up the middle, and it will get down for a base hit around first, but Grant's throw is already in, and a good piece of hitting for Carpenter to lead things off for the Big Train with 1 out.
Absolutely, that's really fundamental. It's 3-2 count, gets the fastball and lines it into center field right in front of Grant. Covers a lot of ground out there. That one he had no chance at, and it's not a leadoff batter, but a 1-out single for the Big Train, and a chance now to do damage with Malvasio coming up.
Cooler bat as of late, had 4 homers in 3 days, but since then has only had 2 hits. Regardless, still 4 RBIs, but as cool as it can be, 4 RBIs in 5 games is something you'll tend to take with a guy, and he's done just that as the first pitch from Borger misses. Nobody up in the pen for Alexandria just yet. Borger going to try and carve out another 5-inning start. He's had 3 5-inning starts this year. 1-0, and that one misses again to a guy who doesn't walk much, but he's already walked earlier.
Yeah, I think one thing you notice here about Borger, even these misses are close. They're competitive. It's good takes by this Big Train offense. He really attacks these hitters. Now 2-0, Malvasio hopefully looking to do some damage.
Hitters count. Let's see what Borger does. 2-0, ground ball left side, gets to the 5.5 hole as Tony Gwynn calls it. And a single moves Carpenter over to second, 2-1 with 1 out for Will Hack.
Yeah, Carpenter there actually gets beat a little bit by that pitch. It's a little on the hands, but it's extremely well placed, and the ground ball makes it through. Gives the Big Train 2 runners on here with 1 out, and it's Will Hack coming up to bat. Hack has had really a pretty good summer, and he'll hope to continue that here with 2 runners on.
Hack towards the top of this team in the top 3 for RBIs. Sits just at tied for 3 with Machado, who left the game earlier. Tied for 2. 15. Gonzalez leads the team with 18. First pitch, and that is a good off speed that kind of just misses, I think, a little outside.
Yeah, it's a good patient approach. Moves the count to 1-0 and an early advantage for Hack. And that RBI total, it's a chance for it to climb right now.
1-0 count. Runners on 1 and 2. Saw this into right. Going to be a tough play, and it gets down. So nobody able to score. Runners on first and second, and a bloop single for Hack loads the bases for TJ Gramesty.
Yeah, this is some fortunate hitting for the big train. These last two pitches, able to get in on the hands of these batters and jam them, but sometimes it's good to put a ball in play. Last one through that 5.5 hole, this one over the second baseman's head, and without a lot of loud contact other than Carpenter's single, it's 3 men on with 3 hits in a row.
So TJ Gramesty was hit by the first pitch he saw against Borger. Hasn't really needed to make an adjustment against him. Already 2 doubles this season as the first pitch misses away on that low portion, but his 2 doubles coming as of late. Kind of struggled to get the bat going. Hasn't been great, as great as he's been recently behind the plate. Was really struggling to block, but suddenly he seems to kind of have gotten it on their end, well as the framing has appeared to be a little bit better. 1-0. Watches a fastball, or a off-speed, excuse me. Gets in there for a strike.
You know, in defense of Gramesty, it's not an easy ask for a catcher to come into summer ball with a variety of pitchers they've never worked with before. It's a different challenge here as the umpires talk to the pitcher and I believe tell him he has to throw from the set position.
I was going to say I thought it was a balk, but I guess I was just assuming I was wrong. He has been pitching from the wind for a while here, but he'll go from set now. So now stretch work officially from Borger, who is pitching differently. Half swing from Gramesty. This is a ground ball to the right side, and fielder's choice brings a runner home. So the train get one on a pretty slow roller from Gramesty, which ends up being good. Had he fully swung at that, it may have been perfect double play ball with 1 out.
Yeah, a little bit of an excuse me swing there. Gets him out at first, but it does get a run home. First run of the day for the big train. So not Gramesty's best at bat, but it's an RBI nonetheless. Stays out of a double play, and now 2 outs here for Parker Corbin.
Corbin. First pitch in there, just on the low portion. So ball as Gramesty grounds out, bringing home Malvasio. Or, excuse me, brings home Carpenter.
Yeah, Carpenter had that 3-2 single earlier, and it station-to-station baseball brings him around to score for that opening score here in the top of the 4th.
Hitters count 2-0, as still now no strikes thrown to Corbin.
Yeah, there he actually goes slider with the 2-0 pitch. Really a great 2-strike pitch, but at 2-0 you really need to be a little more competitive in the zone.
That one in there for a strike at the knees. It's the first strike that Borger's thrown to Corbin, and it was, what I was going to note is it didn't make a lot of sense to me to throw that slider in the 2-0 because he did it last time. He's kind of thrown him the exact same pitches, but DB's gotten to account against the designated hitting lefty. He'll watch one go by, and the bases will be loaded again as he sees 9 pitches today, only one of them a strike, which means, hey, he's walking over to first.
Yeah, Corbin's someone who will punish you if you're not in the zone. He will wait for his pitch, and, you know, someone like Corbin without, you know, the plus power, battling for walks is going to be really important, and I think that's part of what Akron really liked when they came and watched him play.
I mean, 6th game of the year, he's got 2 hits the whole year. Despite that, his OPS is 1,000 because those 2 hits are both doubles, and he's only struck out 1 time. Everything's been put in play or a walk other than that, and most of them a walk with an OBP at about 500 for the kid. As the first pitch in there to Bonneries, who's made some hard contact in the 1st and 3rd. 0-2 quickly, and 2 low fastballs.
Yeah, in 0-2, this isn't a place where Bagneris is uncomfortable. He put a charge into a fly ball a couple innings ago with 2 strikes, and now with the bases loaded, he has a chance to battle here and help his team out.
0-2, leadoff man. Ground ball right side, foul.
Really good job by Bagneris there just to spoil a pitch that probably wasn't his. I'm not sure if it would have caught the zone, but keeping it out of the umpire's control, keeping his bat in the game, fouls one off down that right side, and he lives to see another pitch here in an 0-2 count.
Back-to-back lefties, Borger struggling more with them. 0-2, misses away.
Sticks with the fastball there and just off the outer half. Really good job by Bagneris to lay off of that and moves to 1-2. Bases loaded here with 2 outs. 3-1 lead for the Aces.
1-2 to Bonaris, who watches another go by as Bonaris seeking RBI number 7 at third. Mentioned he's the leadoff man, so he doesn't get a lot of RBI opportunities, though he is hitting very well. 950 OPS is nothing to really even at all look past. 2-2. Skied in the air to right field, kind of bloop territory. He was at the wall, but it's high enough to let him get in and right as Warner. Big Train strand 3 again, but they do get 1 run on 3 hits. We're right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. They sit down to 3 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. I am joined by my co-commentator tonight, Derek Oringer. I will keep saying that because pretty funny. Director of Operations here, Head of Operations. I actually forgot your real title there, if I'm being honest.
Director.
Do you feel like a director or do you feel like the Head of Operations?
You know, I feel like a broadcaster right now. I got the headset on and I'm enjoying it. So Wine's here to start the inning.
First pitch in there. It's a strike. The likes of Jack Warner. He made the 3rd out in right earlier. Bottom 4 as Wines misses high and away. It's by far been his best outing of the year as he trailed Jackson Ketchum, who did not have the day he was hoping for. Full inning pitched, did not get any outs in the 2nd, but 4 hits, 3 runs, only 2 earned on 2 walks, no strikeouts. And his Big Train debut as the 1-1 settles in there. Good off speed from Wines.
Yeah, that curveball's been something Wines is kind of leaning on today and something maybe he can build off going forward. Sometimes a get-me-over curveball is really all you need, and now he's ahead 1-2.
1-2. Foul back and right at the press box they have here, made of wood. I got splinters on when I was walking up there because I didn't really think about, like sliding your hand up a plank of wood. Somehow it didn't occur to me that that was a bad idea.
We won't talk about it, and we won't hold it against you. Wines will return with a 1-2.
This one hit very well into right. Malvazio at the track. This one's gone. No doubter about that one, and a homer. First of the season for the right fielder, Warner. And the Big Train find themselves down 3 again.
Yeah, he goes back to that breaking ball and looked like he had a feeling maybe it was coming and caught it out in front and deposited it over the right field wall. That's a really big fly, but for Wines, it's okay. It's a solo home run, and that's not going to kill you. It's a 2-strike pitch, and again, that's kind of been his difficulty today is, expanding the zone with 2 strikes and trying to get chase. Instead, there, damage is done. It's not a single that he can pitch around.
Very brutal to start it on the solo homer, 2nd of the year, excuse me. As it brings up the Richmond teammate, Warner, who just went deep. Noah Harvey. He's out of Cinnaminson, New Jersey. Not where they invented cinnamon, I actually asked. 0-1 from Wines. Righty gives a hard fastball he can't keep up with, and quickly 0-2.
Yeah, and this is the exact way to respond to a home run. You know, you give up the 2-strike jack solo homer to extend this lead back to 3 for the Aces, and instead of maybe walking the next guy, which a pitching coach would be frustrated about, he attacks.
3 straight fastballs, and he swings and misses at literally all of them. Wines just kind of went out there after him, and you mentioned aggressive after that home run, and he's not going to let him get away with one easy. So they match the run total, but an out comes on the swing and miss from Harvey, who already had an RBI bunt earlier.
That's really how to inspire confidence with your teammates. You give up the home run, no one's going to hold it against you when you come back with 3 straight pitches and strike out the next guy.
Ground ball for the tailman, Ricky Barnes. Gonzalez scoops, give it over to first to Wines, who covers. And a second out very quickly in this 4th.
Yeah, just building on an outing that's been such a get-right moment for Wines. Something that really was overdue. And the bottom of the lineup here goes quiet with 8 and 9 with 2 quick outs, and it'll be Grant coming up again. He's 1 for 2 today.
Interesting about the Alexandria Dukes, who only operated for 5 seasons, yet got 2 major league players who had over 10-year careers. As first pitch to the leadoff man, Grant kind of ricochets off of Gramesty, who's had a tough year behind the plate in terms of just getting beat up. He's actually been great back there, but just the guy just cannot catch a break. Foul balls, unlucky misses, and it just hits him right in seemingly wherever the pads are.
You know, and it's a position where the big train has had some depth issues. Parker Corbin has filled in, but he hurt his finger. And Corbin actually for the big train last year was an infielder, trying to expand his game and catching some this year, but he's been missing some time.
2-0. As now 3-0 to Grant. Can't seem to hit the zone against the smaller leadoff man, who has drawn a lot of walks this year on being very patient. Not going to give him one. 3-0 from Wines, and this one lined into center. Gets down in front of Hack. So good hit from Grant, who we mentioned is a smaller guy, but has some serious pop in his bat. Lines one right up the middle and gets down on a 3-0 green light.
Yeah, 3-0 green light indeed, and he gets a pitch he likes and just lines it into center field. It's the same as a walk, but you know, sometimes it's better to be in control and get that pitch you can hit. So 3-0, confidence in the batter, lets their leadoff man go ahead and swing, and it's a 2-out single to potentially have another threat for the Aces.
So Wines will deliver to Jackson Scrow. I'll try and scroll one over the fence, and first pitch in there to him. Pretty noteworthy. The guy at first, I just have to highlight this. He goes to Presbyterian College after a year at Gulliford Tech, where he was fantastic. Had a 500 OBP in over 50 games there. 0-1 from Wines, as this one lined up the middle and gets down into right. Malvazio picks it up, and quickly 2 runners on with 2 outs, as this leadoff pair, who's been lethal all season, delivers 2 blows.
Yeah, it's 2 outs for Wines, but back-to-back singles, and the middle of this lineup coming up, we have a lefty and a righty who can both do some damage. So with 2 outs, Wines trying to build on an outing that's been really good so far, really strong, but kind of make or break for him in his 3rd inning of work now with 2 outs and 2 men on.
We'll see what they can do. It'll be a little tough, obviously. You mentioned just don't want to give up serious damage to White, who's got a lot of power. Line drive left side past the diving glove of Johnson. Grant will round third. Throw from right to the plate is cut off, as may have been in time, but didn't want to allow an extra base runner. So 2-1, a single gets an RBI home. Runner still at first and second, as Wine's still stuck in this thing.
Yeah, and for Brennan Wright playing left field, that's not a throw he's necessarily used to making, the traditional second baseman. That one looked like it was a little bit offline. If it were to go through, probably would have pulled Gramesty away from home. So it's an RBI single, and it's a 4-run lead for the Aces here in the bottom of the 4th, leading 5-1 with 2 outs and 2 men on still.
Likely close to the end of the day for Wines. This will probably be his last inning. He's given up his first 2 runs of his outing. First pitch, big wave, and Gramesty is able to make a swashbuckling save back there as he kind of slides to his left. Keeps the ball in front of him. Brings up Daniel McGinnis, Mennonite product who's been hit and got a hit. Now on the 0-1 from Wines. The Pirate delivers too high.
Yeah, Wines really important at bat here. In a 4-run game, Big Train still very much in this one, but you know, more damage can really make this run away quickly.
Plenty of baseball to go. Yesterday down 6-1 in the return of a suspended game, they made the comeback. 1-1, and this one fouled backwards. However, in the 9 runs they scored, they used them all up and were walked off promptly by Silver Spring last night. So coming off a tough loss after tying their longest win streak of the year at 4. Longest anyone's had was Southern Maryland at 5. It was broken in a doubleheader, but still, I think 9-1 in their last 10 since accumulating Bud Coombs to the roster. 1-2, that one skips in there, saved by the chest of Gramus. He makes the throw over to second, and Bonaris not able to make the tag, kind of spins away from it, and runner at third will go home, and an error will score the run. 6-1 the deficit for Bethesda.
Yeah, Aces go double steal there, and Gramercy opts to throw after the trail runner. He had a chance to get him, but feet weren't necessarily set. Bonaris unable to keep it fully in front. He knocked it down a little bit, but as it trickled toward the outfield, the runner able to score, extending this lead to 5 runs. It's 6-1 here in the bottom of the 4th.
2-2 from Wines. He'll get out of it finally after the error. Big Train lead kind of dissipating very early. They never had one, excuse me. 6-1, Bethesda trailing on the Big Train Baseball Network as we head to the top of the 5th. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. Carson Cash, joined by Derek Oranger tonight. Borger still on the mound for his 5th inning of work. He's had a pretty good one, gave up his first run in the 4th. Apart from that, he's only given up a collective 4 hits. Brendan Wright to lead things off, lefty out of South Alabama.
Yeah, Borger's been doing everything the Aces are asking of him. He's attacking hitters, working around trouble, and for the Big Train, they really need to get to him now.
Thinks about a bunt attempt, but does not get down. He'll leave that one with him there as one will come. Borger gets a strike there on a big swing from Wright.
Yeah, and this Aces bullpen, they're right out on the field. We got a guy doing some yoga on a foam roller perhaps, but other than that, no real action down there. This is Borger's game. He's only at 69 pitches.
1-1, it's grounded right side, collected by the first baseman White. He'll get there unassisted. No help, or no, he'll toss it over, excuse me, to the pole right in the way of his hand, and I've been fooled at the fan perspective. 1-1 count, grounds over the right side, and a 3-1.
It'll bring up Cal Johnson. He grounded into that double play, ending the bases loaded threat before. Now he has a chance to set the table here with one out.
0-2 switch hitter as Borger makes him wave at a first pitch swinging. Lefties have had a tough time against his stuff, which kind of is moving away. And sometimes in, it looks like he's got a curveball as well as a sinker that moves glove side, or throw side, hand side, excuse me.
Yeah, you know, sometimes for these pitchers, you can get a little bit of they call it a butterfly effect, where you have the sinker going one way and a cutter going another way. So whether it's a changeup and a slider or a two-seam and a four-seam, sometimes you can kind of get the ball fluttering a little bit, and the batter doesn't know if it's going to go toward them or away from them, and it seems to be working right now.
1-1. He's got a hard fastball he does mix in with it. I would guess that cutter is not as fast as it maybe will be at some of the levels these guys play at, where the 90-mile-an-hour cutter is very different from an 85, because an 85 tends to serve as a sinker moving the other way. And 2-1 quickly to Cal Johnson, turns to 3-1 as 3 straight misses from Borger on the mound. Try not to serve anything too good up, hence the sandwich name. 3-1, serves a pitch to Johnson, and he fouls that one downwards, quickly into a full count.
Yeah, Borger just been doing everything that you really ask for. He's throwing different pitches. He's landing them in zone. He's attacking this big train lineup that really is capable of doing damage. We've seen him do it before, but without the free passes, really, really unscathed.
3-2, he misses outside. Cal Johnson, who's had a streak of getting on through the walk for a while, does it again, and he's got his bright teal bat, which I thought was gradient. There's just so much pine tar on it that you can't see the lower part of it anymore. But either way, it's going to be the likes of Emilio Gonzalez, who's wearing 44 tonight.
Yeah, Gonzalez here has an opportunity to try to extend this inning. It's one out, one man on. Big Train trails 6-1, and now's the time for them to get going and get back into this ball game. Aces have done a really good job of extending that early lead. Big Train in the top of the fourth added 1. Aces answered with 3.
First pitch missing to Gonzalez, as starting to see plyometrics. Again, still for the Aces. Guy who was on the ground has now moved to the mound. I assume he will be up soon. 1-0. See where Borger's at after this inning. Ready delivers, and a Gonzalez fouls that one off. I think he was maybe on time, but just got under it.
Yeah, I think that's what we were seeing there. Maybe a touch late, maybe a little bit of carry on the fastball from Borger, but just under it, and he fouls it straight back. It evens the count at 1. Johnson, the lead at first, as Big Train trails by 5.
1-1 after the devastating bottom 4, where they score now 6-1. Count 2-1 as he misses to Gonzalez, who, you know, I'm trying to give him the best Syracuse luck I can at wearing that 44 tonight. 2-1 count. Not quite the hitter's count you're looking for, but still stuff to give, as a fastball is very high. Gonzalez can't handle it, fouls it backwards, and he's so close to finding that fastball. Early season slump against them, but those four-seamers are not safe around Gonzalez like they were last year. I feel like we're very close to seeing one pitch he just gets around on and he demolishes it. He said it himself, I don't have a bad swing, and I know that.
Yeah, Gonzalez, it just feels like it's a matter of time. It feels like he's just so close.
2-2, he hits one very hard down the line, and it gets down foul. So count stays there. They'll dance choreography one more time.
2-2 pitch there. He goes off speed, and Gonzalez getting off the fastball does a good job getting in front of it, but can't quite keep the hands back enough to keep it fair. So Johnson will trot back to first, and Gonzalez now in a 2-2 count. We'll see if Borger challenges him with a heater or tries to keep him off balance with something slower.
So 2-2, 1 out. Cal Johnson at first. He gets a changeup. He moves into right. Popped up under it. It gets caught in a kind of a tough situation, looming to the right field, and Cal Johnson's able to tag actually at first and get his way to second. So scouting report there says he can't throw it too well off his back foot. Not really anybody who can. You don't have Aaron Rodgers out there in right, so.
Yeah, that was really kind of an interesting play where Johnson had more than enough time to get back to first with the right fielder there camped under it. High, deep ball, and Johnson able to advance to second, so it is a man in scoring position here with 2 outs. Carpenter a chance to, oh, and we got a balk.
Wow, he just went from the wind again and can't do that. Borger more and more stretch work. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't call a balk earlier. I don't know if they caught it, but
you know, it's interesting there. They called a balk for the windup. Normally the windup allows the runner to run, but it's not explicitly a balk. So interesting with the call.
It does depend, because some guys are coming fully back set again, which is allowed through a wind, but when you're going from the stretch, it isn't, which is why you see guys like Framber Valdez kind of drop that arm movement, because it's not legal from the stretch. And he just goes from the stretch now with the pitch clock. 1-0, big wave.
Yeah, and you know, you do have to declare if you're in the windup or the stretch, and his windup really almost is a stretch without coming set. So I guess the balk can be that he wasn't set. So I'm okay with that call. It's not hugely detrimental for the big train because the runner still in scoring position now just moves up to third.
Well, I mean, I'm in favor of the call because as much as I'm not a homer, we are on the Big Train Baseball Network, and we have a runner at third base. 2-1 count. 2 outs. Johnson over there at third. We mentioned Borger on the 2-1. That one in there, and Carpenter in a 2-strike count again. Kind of upset himself for not swinging at that one. That's a kind of his pitch.
Yeah, that's the 2-1 fastball, and if you're not looking for that, I'm not sure what you're looking for. Evens the count at 2. Carpenter still an at-bat to work with Johnson standing at third, hoping to chip away at this 5-run deficit.
2-2 to the power bat, and he'll watch one low. Changeup kind of just dropped out of the zone there and never really got to the plate successfully. Walk here would be very big. Brings up the bat of Malvasio. Full count. We'll play payoff here. Carpenter tries to go to the bank. He swings and misses down on strike, says Borger. Keeps it going in the inning. A little bit of a taunt there, but interesting to see why. Big Train can't get anything with a runner at third. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th on the Big Train Baseball Network. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. Kyle Hopper will come on for Bethesda. He will relieve Nathan Wines, who had his best outing of the year so far. 3 innings for Wines, 6 hits given up, 3 earned runs, and no walks on 3 strikeouts. So good year for him so far as he's kind of found his way down. Hopper going to be into this one after getting the save against the Braves his last time out of 4 games this year. It'll be his 5th appearance for Kyle. He'll enter this one not as starting again. He's a big man out of the pen who tends to be a closer.
Yeah, he's had some early success and kind of just going off of what he did at Jacksonville, and it's been really necessary for the Big Train.
Yeah, one of the best arms for those very Dolphins. He'll return there next year and definitely be a key part of their bullpen. 19 games, 22 innings for Jacksonville. I saw a lot of conference play, which is typically the moniker of somebody who's very good and very valuable in a bullpen. The more important games of the year, which are conference play. If you're in a lower conference sometimes Jacksonville, it's very rare a team like that is able to get anything out of conference play. As the 0-2 is hit well into right field, driven back at the wall. It is gone. Off the wall, excuse me. Karam, right side, and Malvazio thought it was gone.
Yeah, odd play there. Goes off the base of the wall. Malvazio able to get it in. It's a double.
So Malvazio, I think, kind of lost track of it partly, or was content with it hitting the wall, knowing he wasn't going to get there. He stands straight up, just kind of watching it, and it just drops right in front of it, and that's a missed call for me, the first one I've had all year. Glasses do lose some depth perception when you put them on, and the spectacles don't help me there, Derek. So runner at second base, a leadoff double, as this one is fouled back the other way, as Pazak continuing his hot stretch of hitting.
Yeah, that one there, just an ambush. Line drive backside. Really good piece of hitting. It stays in the yard for a double. And the ace is quickly in business.
So 1 count, Hopper delivers, and that one just a little bit outside. Gives up the home run a lot, Hopper does. He did not give up a lot of hits at Jacksonville or here, but the ones he has given up, a lot of them make their way over the wall. As his first extra base hit given up, it is not a home run other than the other double he'd been given. So 1-1, Hopper. Lined over to the Carpenter, and nobody there at second base to catch Pazak, but Brad Larson goes down to the hot corner.
Yeah, sometimes those lineouts are the toughest thing for a base runner. You really just want to freeze. That time the Aces do a good job staying disciplined, staying home, making it back, and that's a first out. Really some loud contact here early against Hopper as he looks to settle into this.
You know, I'm surprised he didn't rag on me more there. I watched that ball hit off the base of the wall. I literally watched it hit off the base of the wall, and I was content that that had gone over. It's a bit far for us, obviously, and a bit of a weird angle, but first pitch missed to Jack Warner. He's a walk and a home run in this thing.
Yeah, that was a play there where either a fan was throwing it back or Malvazio was getting it into the infield, and one way or another.
What's the movie? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I do.
1-0. Foul ball backwards. Got a lot of that thing, but maybe just a little behind the fastball. He's got a long stride for Warner, which means you have to time it up kind of perfectly to his leg kick because he's coming very downhill. Bit of a shuffle swing, as they call it, but without the back foot. 1-1 from Hopper, and big wave again. Hard contact, but foul directly in front of him.
Yeah, this Aces team is really getting after Hopper. They're looking to make contact. They're not looking for walks, and so far they're putting balls in play. Hopper now continuing to attack in the zone, hoping to avoid some barrels.
1-2, runner on second off the not home run. Double. Missed high, and again, Hopper kind of struggling with that breaking ball to place it, leads him to over-rely on the fastball, which is why he's given up so many homers. He's got some velo in it, and unfortunately, guys have put a charge into it. That liner to left, a good example. That thing was mashed to Carpenter. 2-2, and he watches one again. Full count now.
Yeah, Hopper there 2 pitches ago felt like it was a little pushy, kind of came out kind of early. That one there, same thing, misses arm side high. And it moves the count full with 1 out and a runner on second.
Jacksonville product Hopper on the 3-2, foul backwards and into the seats again by the lefty Warner.
Yeah, Warner, an everyday guy. He's batting .375. He's walked more than he struck out. This is really a hitter you need to respect. He hit .250 in the Ivy League, OPS over 700, and now in a full count, Hopper really needs to get the best of him.
3-2, big wave, and the curveball gets him. Good piece from Hopper as he gets another one swinging.
Yeah.
Big train.
3-2, I think Warner was ready for that fastball. He'd gotten it a few times, he'd fouled it off, and sometimes that best pitch to hit is not in a 3-2 count. He waves at the off-speed offering, and Hopper, a really big pitch there to get his second out of the inning and hopefully strand this Aces runner at second base. Now it's going to be a pinch hitter for the Aces. Number 41 enters.
This is a new man on the roster. We don't have him just yet. It will take a quick moment for Derek to find him.
Yep, this is William Bearcaw into hit. We'll try to find some information on him.
Bearcaw, it's a pretty cool name. First pitch walked for a strike. Shorter lefty as he watches another one go down, but this one a ball. 2 Coast Guard helicopters flying above us, if you can believe that, right as we are less than 2 miles from the Pentagon. They're orange, so I anticipate they might be Coast Guard helicopters, though I don't know. 1-1. Good pitch in there. It's a low off speed that kind of catches the front port of the plate and drops out of the trap door.
Yeah, that's not a hitter's pitch right there, but Hopper very happy to get the call. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, hoping to strand that leadoff double.
So 1-2, he swings and misses. Bearcaw, the Gettysburg Bullet, goes down to a pretty high one himself. 1-2 strikeout and another one for Hopper as we'll go to the top of the 6th. Big Train prevent another runner for the Alexandria Aces on the Big Train Baseball Network. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. New man on the mound, Ketz Murray out of Arlington, Virginia. Junior will have his 5th appearance of the year.
Yeah, and this is actually the 2nd season in the Cal Ripken Senior League for Murray. Ketz was pitching for Metro South County last year. Now he moves over to the Alexandria Aces. It looks like he's calling for his catcher. They want to get on the same page before he starts.
So, closes the day on Borger, who served up one heck of a game himself. Guy was grilling the Big Train lineup all night. 4 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 5 walks, and 3 Ks for his now 4th 5-inning start in a row.
Yeah, that seems to be a sweet spot. And, you know, despite the pitch count low, I kind of thought they might ride him, see if he could get a 6th inning. But looks like they're going to be content with that 1-run, 5-inning performance. And you can't ask for a lot more than that in summer baseball.
So Randy Ketz Murray out of Arlington, Virginia. Went to high school at Yorktown, as that one perfectly stuck between the barriers behind the plate. But as the first batter, a dangerous one in Malvazio, who's kind of been cold since his home run streak. But, I mean, still 5 RBIs in that time. It's not exactly something to scoff at.
Yeah, you know, some of the power hasn't quite been there the way we saw and the way we know it can be. But still some big contributions from him. He's been pitching a little bit, including last night where it didn't quite go his way. But a single already today on a ball that he didn't hit as hard as he could, but he's ahead 1-0 and looking to set the table here for the Big Train in the top of the 6th inning.
First pitch, this one lined off a sawed-off of the bat, but enough power to just move it past the infield for the big outfielder who has himself his 2nd single of the day.
Yeah, and that's exactly like his first one. It gets in on the hands, he tries to yank the barrel inside, and he just kind of forces it between the third baseman and shortstop for a single. So sometimes that strength can really pay dividends, and all of a sudden it's a leadoff man on for the Big Train, and it's Will Hack hoping to keep things going.
So I'm not a big fan of the phrase hit them where they ain't, because he did do that, but had he not been as powerful of a batter he is, it wouldn't have gone that way as Will Hack grounds one directly off home plate.
Yeah, Hack there, a little bit of a grin as the foul ball is called. He did not run. They call it hit off his foot. I saw dirt, but he felt it off his foot. Umpire saw it off his foot, so it's a strike.
I mean, cleats touched the dirt. Might have been just the dirt on his cleat. 0-1. Ketz Murray. Brave a year before. He's competing against them as they're tied at 10-9 with them in the division as Malvasio dives back on the pickoff attempt from Murray.
And Murray, the Marymount Rising Junior, 29 innings pitched last season. Good for a 3.1 ERA.
Big wave at that one. Quickly an 0-2 count again for Hack. It's his third time up. Saw an 0-2 count in his first appearance, but singled pretty early in the count. The last time to the plate. Trying to add on to it with Malvasio at first, no outs.
Big train here. A lot of game left, but starting to need to get some action going as Hack battles with a 2-strike foul ball.
They're running out of outs, Derek, and that's tough to say because we still got 12 left, but still plenty of game to be played as the 0-2 from Murray is hacked off by Hack. Somehow unintentional there.
We got to start using that.
I do, but that one was unintentional. It just worked into my brain. Murray, righty delivers the 0-2. Malvasio goes on the action pitch, and this one's fouled back on the hit and run.
I think that was more of a run and hit.
I was going to say.
The 0-2 pitch in the zone there, so really no choice but to swing, but Malvasio trying to take advantage of the likely breaking ball and gets a little head start there. It's fouled back, so he'll retreat back to first base. Hack there, a good job. It's a high breaking ball that he had a chance to do some damage on. Instead, it's a foul ball, so it keeps the count at 0-2.
Murray trying to find his first attempt, pickoff attempt back to first. If you're Malvasio, Derek, why don't you go again on the 0-2? Because it's pretty unlikely he will. What would be the reasoning behind going and not going really quick?
You know, it's interesting. I think there's a really good chance they go back to a high fastball here after the slider, which would be a really bad pitch to run on. Instead, it is the slider down, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but with a 1-2 count, maybe now you think about getting some action. The element of surprise is no longer there. After the pickoff attempt, he's kind of held a little closer to first, but 1 and 2, we'll see if the big train decides to get some action going.
Ketz Murray righty goes, so does Malvasio. Throw is in the dirt, good dig, but a not good enough throw. As the shortstop, Sacro kind of reaches up for it, but kind of has to avoid his teammate there as he's able to get it. Sacro is able to get it after the second baseman, Barnes, is unable to come up with it on the leaping grab.
And it's always an interesting decision whether or not to attempt to steal. There in a 1-2 count, it's a pitch you can run on. And, you know, for Malvasio, he keeps himself out of the double play, moves into scoring position with nobody out. So, all in all, a good decision.
2-2, big wave from Heck. Strikes out for the second time today, and Murray's got his 14th on the season. Pretty potent K guy, as it's only through 11 innings, so kind of above and into that 13-ish range of Ks per 9. 4.9 ERA is something to note, mainly due to his start where he gave up quite a bit of runs. He's been pretty good in the bullpen as he's moved out of that rotation for the Aces, as it's kind of what's best for him. In these shorter outings, he can use his stuff a little bit better.
Murray here looking better than his first season in the Ripken Senior League. Misses there with his first pitch. It's 1-0 to Gramercy.
One of several guys in this league out of Marymount. Only one on the Aces, however. A lot on Gaithersburg and Metro South County. 1-0. Big swing from the catcher Gramercy as number 1. See strike number 1.
Yeah, and that time it's a little catcher-on-catcher crime. The foul tip bangs up the Aces catcher. And, you know, we talked about Gramercy this year really kind of taking a beating back there, and it's a position that's sometimes very thankless, and you know, those foul tips and blocked balls add up over the course of a season. These guys play a full spring and then come out here in the summer and just keep getting banged up. It's really a tough position to play, especially on some of these hotter days.
They hurt, Derek. 1-1. Good hit from Gramasty. It gets into center field. Grant going to settle under it as he'll grab it. Malvasio will run over to third and will be beating the throw by about a second or two there.
Yeah, it's interesting there. The shortstop didn't really line up for a throw to third. They were kind of just lined up, content to maybe go into second base. Malvasio moves up to third. Not a huge difference there as the second out is recorded. And it's Parker Corbin now looking for his first hit of the day. He's reached on walks, but hoping to get an RBI and cut this lead down to 4 as the Big Train trails 6-1 here in the top of the 6th inning.
Running out of outs here, Derek. First pitch missing to Corbin. He's seen only one strike today. For whatever reason, just unable to hit the zone against Corbin, who does have one heck of a power bat in his hands. Don't want to let him get a hold of one. Big Train could be back in this game instantly. 1-0. Outside again. I mean, whether they're avoiding him intentionally or not, it's a difficult guy to keep missing.
Yeah, and for Corbin, if they're not going to come to you, walks are never a bad thing. And as he holds that 9 spot in the order, turning it over to Bonaris at the top is nothing to be ashamed of.
So the earliest in the count he's seen a strike on 2-0. So 2-1. Good delivery from Murray. As he tries and sets and fires again. Righty misses high and another 3-1 count.
You look at the numbers of how count leverage can help a hitter, and Corbin now should be a real green light and an opportunity to knock in a run here with a runner on third, 2 outs, and the advantage completely his.
Tough spot for Murray. Misses. So we'll go back to the leadoff man, Bonaris, who's 0 for 3. Ground ball and 2 flyouts. But those 2 flyouts hit very hard. See if he can try and capitalize on the day he's had at the plate. He's been a little more unlucky than I think you'd hoped. Definitely some expected batting average that you would weigh in there. But we don't have a model for that because that's a really hard model to make without a staff of maybe 40 people.
Yeah, in the big leagues, they can give you XBA all day. Here, hits are king.
First pitch in there to Bonaris. Seen a lot of first pitch strikes to him this season. Kind of been pretty patient on them. Looking for something a little bit later.
Yeah.
0-1. That one missing as Corbin will have a stolen base uncontested as his slide is a little rusty. Hasn't had the opportunity to do so this season. He just kind of points the dirt where he missed.
Yeah, he's pointing at that dirt as if that's the reason to blame for the slide where he got a little stuck. Maybe it is, but I think we can make fun of him a little bit later.
Sorry if any of Corbin's parents are watching. Been very good today. 3 walks, 1-1. He's on second, man at third. Pitch from Murray, and Bonaris fouls this one off.
Moves Bonaris back to a 2-strike count, and that's kind of where he's spent most of his evening battling with 2. And it's a spot he's comfortable, and it's certainly a spot he can do damage in. Right now it's 2 runners in scoring position for Bethesda. Really big spot for Bonaris, and it just seems to keep coming back to him in these spots, and they really need him to come through.
1-2, he hacks at a hard fastball from Murray. Swing and a miss. Big Train go down, 2 of which are strikeouts, leave 2 stranded, and starting to add up against them as they have left a grand total now of just over 10 runs left on base. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network, still fighting against the Aces as we head to the bottom of the 6th, down 6-1. Hopper returns to the mound on Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cass, joined by Derek Oranger as we head into the bottom of the sixth, down 6-1.
Yeah, this is a really big spot for Hopper. He came in last inning and shut the door with a 0, but if the Big Train want to get back into this game, they can't let this lead slip any farther.
And Ricky Barnes will lead things off. Big Train have not extinguished a leadoff hitter tonight. 5 for 5 with a walk so far as we enter the bottom of the sixth. So 4 for 4. We've only played 6 innings, and this is the 6th leadoff hitter. Hence, 1-0 misses again, and Hopper, low curveball, good dig by Gramesty, but can't frame it just enough as that one wasn't too close. Hopper trying to extend his appearance as long as possible as the 2-0 is a big wave and a miss.
2-1 now the count, and Hopper fortunate to get a strike there. Batter was ready for a fastball, but waves at it, maybe a tip back, but it's 2-1.
Well, he got it. As this is another fastball, he drives down the line, and fair ball, extra bases attempt. Around for 2, Ricky Barnes going to go standing at 2. Thought about 3, but made the better choice by staying in a leadoff double again. As these leadoff men for the Aces have just got things going every time. Runners left on base, very few for them, and first one on is typically the first one driven in.
Yeah, and that's 2 innings in a row with the leadoff double, and it's a really tough spot for a pitcher to give up that leadoff double, have the top of the lineup coming up now with Grant returning, and try to strand that runner. So a 6-1 deficit here in the bottom of the sixth, and the Aces pushing, ready to add to this lead.
The leadoff man, Elijah Grant, had a good year at Gulliford Tech Community College, which let him transfer as the first pitch is missed from Hopper. Aces dugout getting lively as the sunset above Hopper is a beautiful orange. Train will try and put some Picasso art from the mound here. 1-0, a big hack at that from Grant, and right off the chest and arm. Not jealous of Gramesty back there.
Yeah, that's a tough one there. Just a foul tip straight off the chest protector, and you're going to feel that. You are going to feel that. It was flush. It didn't hit anything but the bat and then his chest, and he's feeling it, and umpire took the ball out to the pitcher to give him a second. Now he's going to brush off the plate, and Gramesty just has to wear that one as he is toughing it out, and Hopper needs to make some big pitches here to the leadoff man.
1-1. Hopper to get rid of Grant, who's not gone down easy today. Has been very good. Fielder's choice the only way he's gone out in the 2-3, as he was actually on for that one. Went to second first. As the 2-1, he misses again to Grant. 2-1, missing again. Grant, pretty interesting career. Did not play in Gaston in 2025, and then when he went to Gulliford Tech Community College the next season, who's in Gaston's conference, he broke 2 records, had the most runs scored, as well as the most home runs hit in school history in a season. 3-1. He fouls this one back.
You know, for Grant, it's a really flat swing through the zone, and I think for him, it allows him to make a lot of contact, wreak some havoc on the bases when he gets there, and it'll be really a good fit for him, I think, at Presbyterian, where hopefully he can play a lot and continue to play this style of baseball.
3-2. That one misses, and the full count walk to Grant. I mean, he had 15 homers last year, and honestly, only one of them was in the park. The guy, it was a deep park. I mean, it's a fair shot. I mean, this guy's got a lot of power, and they've been very lucky that they haven't seen his extra base ability, because he's very quick. He can turn a single into a double just like that. But the walk brings up Jackson Scrow, who's got one heck of a lot of power in his bat, trying to right the ship after his last season at the D3 level. He's right the ship. I mean, he had a 1.3 OPS his freshman year and only a 1,000 OPS. As this one, ground ball left side, collected by Johnson, flips it over to second, 6-4-3 double play, and a runner at third as Hopper is able to get 2 outs.
Yeah, that is just what the doctor ordered. 6-4-3, Johnson to Bonaris to Gonzalez. And 1 pitch and 2 outs. That is exactly what Hopper needed to put himself back in the driver's seat. But it is Hunter White coming up, number 30, right in the middle of this order. He has a chance to get a 2-out RBI, but Hopper needs to shut the door.
White launches the first pitch miss. It was a The best players at West Liberty last season, the Hilltoppers. He put up a season that was good enough for first team all conference in the MEC. 1-0, he takes a big hack at that one. He left the yard 9 times and put an OPS up of 1.18, but I mean 400 average.
The Big Train have worked to escape some jams. See if they can do it again.
1-1, he swings and misses at a high fastball. Hunter thought he saw his pitch. He's an Indiana, Pennsylvania University native, so another guy in a different, bigger Big Ten school system here, as we saw Borger lose to Penn State Haverford. Start the game for them. 1-2, misses high.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Shout out to our social media manager, Bevan, who just got me a Coke float. I'm very excited, Derek. 2-2, Hopper. There's a sweet treat of a fastball down low, but he can't hang on to it. 2-2 is fouled backwards.
Yeah, and here in the bottom of the 6th, Hopper trying to pitch around a 2-out double. Sorry, a leadoff double. He had the double play that got him to 2 outs. Now the runner at third. See if he can make the 2-2 pitch.
White looking for RBI 16 as the 2-2 is fouled back again. Sunset kind of affecting the rest of the sky here as the sun has pretty much disappeared of the clouds and left.
Yeah, and the 2-2 for Hopper. He's thrown a couple of high fastballs. Hasn't seemed to have been a problem for White to catch up. We'll see with the 2-2 what he offers.
Hopper, big swing and miss. Here Lopez cheer him on, and the Dolphin has himself out of another inning. Big Train keep the lead at 6. Nearly a bases loaded, but a tailor-made double play suits them very well as Hopper ends the inning with a strikeout. We'll be right back on the top of the 7th. Big Train still down in the 6-1 with only 9 outs remaining. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. Gets Murray still on here for the Aces. 6-1 lead inherited, and he's kept it there. Brennan Wright, the lefty, 2-hole hitter, will have his chance here. The left fielder as well tonight, but natively a middle infielder.
Yeah, and right here, hoping to be that table setter. He's a guy that can really get on base. He holds the Cal Ripken Senior League record for consecutive games reaching base. 42 games. Came to an end about a week ago. Takes a first pitch strike there.
So Wright, coming in tonight, he had a hit streak of 8 broken after his hit streak of 42 was broken to set a Cal Ripken Senior League record at that number. Been very good this season. He had a hit in every game he played for Bethesda up to that point, or got on base. 1-1. That one misses high, but tonight hasn't been his night. 0 for 2, but he has walked. So
yeah, the Big Train has pushed in just about every inning here, setting the table and getting guys on. They just haven't been able to get them in.
2-1 and misses a little bit low. Good dig by Pazak back there, but the Penn State Quaker can't frame something that is picking up dirt before it gets to home plate.
Oh my goodness, no wonder you're having a hard time.
3-1, Murray. Line in the left by Wright, and he gets down for a base hit. Big Train have the leadoff man on in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do in a 3-1 count. You just stay within yourself. It's a backside line drive, drops right in front of the left fielder. And for Brennan Wright, high batting average kind of guy, that's the kind of hit and the kind of discipline that he's, really making a living off of. And they're the 3-1 count. Not looking for a walk, looking for action. And it's a leadoff hit for the big train to start this 7th inning.
Cal Johnson, 5 doubles on the year, 3 triples, and 3 home runs, trying to drive home some runs tonight. He is currently same marker at the man at first prior to his at-bat, 0 for 2 with a walk. Ketz Murray, good year out of the pen so far. Righty delivers, and Johnson will watch another ball.
Yeah, and for Johnson, it's really been a good summer, highlighted by that walk-off home run on the Juneteenth Classic. But his OPS over 1,000. Not
homered in the Juneteenth Classic. He walked it off on Father's Day.
Thank you. Big weekend for him this past weekend, and
you were too busy playing influencer.
Oh man!
I mean, he was on the broadcast too. We got that video. It was great. 2-0 as Murray misses. Lefty Johnson is yet to see the right side of the plate. Ground ball right side. A little bit bobbled by the second baseman, and he can't get the tag. Very close, but the slide working well for Wright as he dodges right under it. So 2 men on the air. Big Train has something going for Emilio Gonzalez in that 44.
Yeah, and that's the kind of play that the Aces certainly want back. It could have been a double play ball. Instead, the second baseman and 9-hitter there takes it off the chest, unable to tag out Wright coming into second, and all of a sudden it's 2-on, nobody out, and Emilio Gonzalez has the table set for him.
His OBP hit 400 for the first time this season as he's kind of worked his way back out of a slump. Kind of interesting. It's been very good, and he's talked himself into, when you talk to him, it sounds like he's in a slump, and he's hitting with a 6.7, 68 OPS, which is a slump for him. Talked about stealing more bases to try and get himself out of that rut, but he's still been very good. Leads the team, in RBIs, 5th in the league with 18 as the 0-1 is crushed into right. Line drive gets down for a base hit. Brennan Wright will round third. He'll try and get there at the plate. Throw is away, and it'll stop the runner at third. They're able to collect it, but it'll move Gonzalez to second on that double. Good piece of hitting for the kid.
Yeah, that's exactly what Emilio Gonzalez needs to be doing. Just right on the barrel. It's a line drive through the right side. And, as we know, the Big Train like to send runners around third base. They're an aggressive send. Throw gets away, and all of a sudden Gonzalez to second, Johnson to third, and Casey Carpenter has a chance to bring home 2 runners and make this a 2-run ball game. Aces lead 6-2. Nobody out. Runners at second and third. Casey Carpenter the batter.
Apology for the score bug tonight. I'm not used to doing radio with a score bug, as the first one inside on Carpenter at the head level has to kind of dodge. I'm with Derek Oringer tonight instead of our lovely commentator Zach Lewis, who's getting the chance to watch a World Cup game. Can't blame him for missing that.
Oh, I can blame him.
That's a good point. You're his boss. And my boss. 1-0 from Murray. It's a good breaking ball, but not in there.
That's all right. World Cup, I just can't compare to the Cal Ripken Senior League. We have good baseball and a beautiful sunset here in Alexandria. It's a 2-0 count to Carpenter with 2 men on and a chance to chip away.
Hitter's count for the powerful righty as it misses again. 3-0, and, got to say, unfortunately, Derek, the sun also exists in Philadelphia, and it is also setting in Philadelphia.
Well, they are playing soccer and we're playing baseball, and I'm going to take my pick.
You won me there. 3-0 in there. No, not, excuse me. I think Carpenter thought it was as he stayed back in the box, kicked a little bit, but realized he'd got a 4-pitch walk, so bases loaded, nobody out. Not the guy you want to give the ball to. It's Zachary Malvazio. Grand Slam territory as he operates as the tying run with ducks on the pond, Derek.
Yeah, it's been a little while since the tying run reached the plate for Bethesda, but now in a 6-2 ball game, all of a sudden the Aces bullpen is active. The catcher is out to talk. It's nobody out. Bases loaded, and the Big Train are in business, ready to cash in.
I'll tell you, Derek, my heart's a little active right now. A little clutch moment here. Tough spot for Malvazio is with no outs. You probably are going to get a run if you put one in play. Hopefully, there's the out at home. Obviously, they can get, but as long as you hit it hard enough, should be okay.
Malvasio's had a couple hits actually on soft contact. We'll see if he can catch that one out in front instead of getting sawed off and really let this thing go.
Murray, first pitch is outside. 1-0, and he'll step back in. Waves off one. Probably was that fastball. He's been struggling to miss it. 1-0. Right down that left side as it nearly goes fair. Johnson has to dodge. Splits the gap between Johnson at third and the third base coach. Quickly a 1-1 as he did not wave off the fastball. He wanted some more.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Malvasio can do. Those hands are really quick. He got jammed a couple times tonight. That one he caught it out in front and just fouled down that line. But, you know, nothing bigger than that error to talk about right now. That second baseman has to be wanting to make up for it.
1-1, he watches one outside. Malvasio showing some patience as of late. Walked earlier. He has not walked more than 2 times prior to tonight. So, see his record today. He's 2 for 2, 2 singles and that walk. One of the best hitters in this lineup. Kind of struggling to put him around. 2-1. Ground ball, left side, hard hit. It gets through off of the lower chest of the shortstop. Won't be an error, hard one to get, and a runner comes home. So Malvasio does his job. 3 for 3 now on the day with another RBI on the season. No outs, still surrounded as it brings up the man behind him.
Yeah, 99 miles an hour off the bat of Malvasio there. We go station to station baseball, bringing one home in. Malvasio now still the tying run at first base. It's a 3-run ball game. Hack looking to extend this inning. It's nobody out and the base is loaded. Big Train trail 6-3 and they already have 2 in this inning.
Just not the kind of pitch you want to give up to Malvasio. I mean, that could have been way worse. It was a high fastball right down Broadway.
Malvasio was ready for it.
That too. It's at Oppo, or pull side, excuse me. 0-1. As Murray delivers and hack a fly ball into left center. Under it is Larson. It's deep enough for a sacrifice fly as both third and second base runners get there. Gonzalez is uncontested as he comes home, and this lead's been cut down to 2. Tying run still at first as Malvasio held up.
You know, we talk about the Big Train running out of outs. Now it's going to feel like the Aces are trying to count outs. So sometimes things can flip on their head pretty quickly, and a 3 spot here in the top of the 7th has the Big Train really pressing, and the Aces are going to be looking for answers here. They are not out of trouble yet. First and third, the runners. We got 1 out, and Gramasty up. Corbin on deck.
Tying run at first. It's Gramasty, then it's Parker Corbin. He's had 3 walks today. As Gramasty himself in this first pitch fouled backwards. He is pretty good today. 1 for 2. Has the RBI on that fielder's choice, which was the first run plated in the 4th for Bethesda. They finally got it going since then. 1 hit ball through the 3 innings that they had, or 5 innings that they had scoreless.
Yeah, in the 4th, it was that kind of check swing ground ball that scored a run. Now he has an opportunity to, you know, hit something a little harder and keep this inning going. Tying run on first base here with the corners. Infield playing back. Gramasty a chance.
1 out, runner goes as Malvasio. They are unconcerned with him as that one misses low on Gramasty.
First and third, defense has an option to try to play the runner or not. Now it's second and third, and they opt not to throw on the stolen base.
Counts ones. Murray. Big pitch there as Gramasty's behind a breaking ball. Thought he could take that one out of the yard, and he does have the power to do so, especially in a park that the wall's at 308.
You know, and I will say now in a 2-strike count, 1 out, runners at second and third. For Gramasty, you don't need a hit right now. Ground ball scores a run and makes this a 1-run ball game. So battling with 2 strikes is key.
1-2, it's a ground ball, but it's a single. Worm burner scores 1 as here comes Malvasio. Hill round, play at the plate. Way too late. Big Train have tied the ball game. This tying runner is Malvasio, and the Big Train have found their way back again, down 6-1 in back-to-back days.
Yeah, we're all even. It's 6-6, and for Gramasty, 2-strike approach, just got to get the ball in play. He hits it really hard right through that gap between the shortstop and the third baseman. It brings 2 runs home, and that's when you got to kind of scratch your head a little bit that right before that, Malvasio had a chance to take second base, and the Aces really didn't mind, and now all of a sudden it's a hit. The tying run scores, and the Aces are going to the bullpen.
Yeah, I think it has to come in the fact that the guy at third there is pretty fast in Carpenter. I mean, they don't know how quick he is. He's got a few stolen bases on the year, but they don't want to test it. So day over for Murray. Had a good one going until he gave up 5 runs here in this top half of the 7th. Big Train somehow tied the ball game. Feels like these guys have been cardiac, but we'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. Little pitcher intermission as we see a new arm for Alexandria. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. Ball game tied as the Aces have given up a 5-run unanswered streak from Bethesda. It was Murray who unfortunately could not get the job done, and it'll be the first pitch from the man they'll have to replace him, Harrison Ashley, out of Allegheny College in Pennsylvania. It's a bunt attempt from Corbin as doesn't get the runner over because that pitch is way too high.
Yeah, Corbin's been taking balls all day, and it's been a number of walks, and that one another easy take for him as he shows bunt and pulls back.
3-0. He's literally only seen 2 strikes the entire day. 1-0 count, and he picks him off over at first. Well, that would imply that he was out. He was not. Safely back is Granisty on this tie ball game, tall order for the Allegheny College member out of Jupiter, Florida. 0 ERA is one of the best arms they have out of the pen as the 1-0 misses low.
Corbin still not seeing many strikes. Moves the count to 2-0, but Big Train here would be content with a walk. Hopefully setting the table and moving that go-ahead run up to second base in Granisty, who stands at first. It's 6-6 here in the top of the 7th inning.
2-0. One in there, and again another strike he sees on that 2-0 count. I guess with the catcher batting and the other catcher on first, some catcher news. Cooper Engel, the top catching prospect, just called up by the Guardians. Catching all around the ballpark here at 8:53 p.m. I was like, that's really early.
Just 3 innings pitched on the year for Ashley. Hasn't gotten a ton of run, but a chance now.
So a pitch clock violation on Ashley, who notably, at that level in the JUCO D3, is the only level of baseball played under the NCAA that does not have a pitch clock.
Well, we do in the Cal Ripken Senior League, and that's a violation, and yet another way for Corbin to potentially walk, maybe for a 4th time today. It moves the count to 3-1.
I never know what to put in my scorebook. I just put PCBB. 3-1. He'll come a little set here quicker as that one misses outside, and he's got himself the platinum walk. 4 in a row tonight. He's literally only seen 3 strikes in 4 plate appearances. Just a guy you're avoiding.
And out of the 9-hole, if you're going to reach base 4 times, I think as a manager, Sal Colangelo is going to take that every time. And now it's a chance for Bonaris to continue his chance with runners on base and hopefully have a little bit more luck here with 1 out, 2 on, and the big train pushing for a lead.
So Bonneries for the dish. He's 0 for 4 today. Pitch just low from the Allegheny College Gator. Corbin, that's, by the way, his 8th walk of the season. He had 4 coming into tonight. As Ashley comes set again, Jupiter, Florida native, went to the Benjamin School, which hosts a few MLB talent. Some MLB talent. 1-0. That one outside.
Be interesting to watch here in a 2-0 count. Looks like Gramesty on second is trying to time up the looks and holds of Ashley. See if he thinks about moving to third base.
2-0. Gramesty causing some havoc as he looks back 3 times, and Bonneries on that 2-0 taking strike 1. Trying to join Bennett Sousa as the only man out of the Benjamin School. Pretty utility arm for the Astros from the left side. He's on the 15-day IL. Those are unfortunately most pitchers in the MLB, it feels like. 2-1. Righty goes. That one misses outside again. And a quick 3-1 count has not had a lot of season so far. You mentioned only 3 innings pitched, but he has given up 18 free passes and 9 hits.
And Bonneries now finally in the driver's seat. It seems like he's had 2 strikes on him all day.
Goes to a full count, which I think especially against Bonneries is a big thing here. Claps from the dugout as they've had a rough inning trying to just escape with a tie, but 2 on, 3-2 count. Leadoff man especially, this could be a tough one. He's got a good eye in the box, we'll see. 3-2. Ashley delivers. Ground ball right side. It's collected over to first, and they're able to get, or over to second, is they're able to get 1, but Bonneries' speed makes it a fielder's choice as now corners with 2 outs. He's able to move himself on base and move the runner over. Does his job.
You always want to try to get that out at second. Parker Corbin really hustling from first there, almost beat out the play at second base. I was afraid the Aces were not going to record an out at all. They do get the out at second. Bonneries easily beats it out at first. Now you have men on the corners with 2 outs for Brennan Wright.
Fun tidbit, Corbin out at second. It's his 4th time on base via the walk. He's never gotten past second. So Ashley's first pitch to Wright, who led off this inning. That one inside and a little bit high. Not close enough for chin music, but it seems he's lost his rhythm anyway. Kind of struggling with this walk. A lot of 3-pitch. Well, first of all, 3-ball counts to every pitcher, every hitter he's faced.
Right now, a chance for the big train to take its first lead of the night. 6-6. Men on the corners, 2 outs here.
Ground ball let set for Brennan Wright. He starts the inning off with a single, and once they bat around, he drives home the winning run so far if the score were to end at this point. So,
yeah.
Wow.
The big train take the lead, and it's all started and now continued by Brennan Wright, just going the other way and being a really mature hitter, and that's exactly who he is. This is his 2nd season back with the big train, and he has just been taking control, and now in this game, huge spot, and the Alexandria manager is out to take the ball.
Ashley gets his 3 batters, gives up a base hit. That's not earned, but it is still, so far, the winning run should the score end at this point. They'll rely on another arm out of the pen as they've just lost their lead on 6 runs. Top of the 7th, it'll be Brody Sean's 7th time on. 9 innings pitched, 3 ERA. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. Still 2 runners on. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. Can you believe it? They just took the lead. Cardiac Bethesda so far today as Cal Johnson steps to the plate. The second time this inning, he reached out an error, and that kind of got things out of hand. You think a lot about what ifs, and you can play the butt game all you want, but if they had done this, but if they had. But so far, Aces have just had a rough top of the seventh. We've been here a while, 25 minutes now. It's the second man in on the seventh inning. After Murray and Ashley can't do anything, it's Brody Sean, who his first pitch is in the dirt, 6'4" righty at a High Point.
Yeah, really interesting for Brody Sean. Number 1 right-handed pitcher out of Virginia from the class of 2023. He went to Wake Forest, didn't play, and then transferred to High Point, where he pitched some in 2025 and did not in 2026.
Got a medical redshirt elbow injury. He throws extremely hard, or did throw extremely hard prior to injury. He's trying in his sophomore season to get some playing time at High Point, and fortunately just lost the season and the next to an injury. 2-0. So redshirt year, depending on how eligibility will work out to him, you have to make a waiver if you get injured during the season. Sometimes, depending on when it is in the season and what kind of injury it was, they'll give you 2 medical redshirts. So rising into his senior year academically, he could fully have sophomore eligibility. Kind of just depends on what the NCAA gives him. 3-0. And 4 straight balls to Cal Johnson as he will walk, and the ring of fire keeps moving. Hasn't burned again, but it's definitely done so 6 times already.
Yeah, and for Sean, it's a pretty interesting season he's having. It's 9 innings pitched, 10 walks in those 9 innings. Talk about his strikeout numbers, though. Up to 17 strikeouts over 9 innings. So really a tough guy to put in play, but he will walk guys. So now with the bases loaded, he's going to have to come to Gonzalez in a power versus power matchup.
So just under 18 Ks per 9. That's a crazy number if you're not familiar with that statistic, which has kind of fallen away with strikeout rate. K percentage has definitely become a bit more interesting. That was very weird because it was very popular when I was a kid. It just got very popular, and I kind of missed that era. 1-0, and this one fouled back.
Well,
Couldn't catch up to the fastball, but in fairness, not a lot of guys are going to be able to with how hard Sean throws it.
Yeah, and the K percentage versus K per 9, you know, we can talk about it for a while, but, you know, ultimately, if you're facing a lot of batters throughout your innings, you're more likely to record more strikeouts, so K percentage can kind of help with that.
Ooh. Missed inside, left from Gonzalez. Kind of nearly got him at the belly button area level. 2-1. Sean, as you mentioned, in this power v power matchup, Gonzalez grounds off, not happy with that one, just got under it and played to first. Barnes able to make up for his error as much as he can. Big Train have the lead as the top of the 7 ends, and we'll go to the bottom frame. Pretty incredible as the Cardiac kids have found their way back into another one.
Jordan Capuano in to hopefully shut down this Aces lineup. Big Train 6 runs in the top of the 7th to take a 7-6 lead. Capuano now hoping to get the Big Train right back to offense.
You know, ERA 2 ticks over 28.5, so just not the season he's been wanting to have, but he's been better in his last few outings. Had 2 innings, 2 earned runs, which was his best of the season. His first one is a ground ball off the bat of McGinnis over to first, and it's a 3-1 ground out. Emilio Gonzalez comes up with it and passes it to Capuano, who's now, weirdly, I don't know why I remember this, started 2 games back-to-back on a 3-1 ground out.
Well, it's a really good start. We saw Wines come in and attack and have a lot of success for really the first time this season. Capuano hoping to do the same. If the Big Train can get one really strong inning out of them, I'm sure they'll be really happy. So now one quick out and see if he can keep attacking.
Matthew Bazak will face Capuano. He played at Youngstown State last year, did not play due to an injury for the Penguins. Big wave at that one, as Bazak, the Penn State Quaker, or no, Penn University Quaker, Pennsylvania University.
Penn State will have a lot to say about mixing up Penn and Penn State. So
I don't live there. I guess I go to school with a lot of people from Pennsylvania. But
time is called by the batter. Well, he walked out of the batter's box.
his bat is broken.
Looks like the bat is not fit.
You know, every time I see a bat broken, I always wonder if they're going to try and do a thing to split it. And, like, I feel like the pure, like, disappointment from trying to do it, like, 2 or 3 times and it not happening is just, like, you can't even risk that.
You know, it's kind of like karate when you try to karate chop a board. If you break through it, it really doesn't hurt. If you're stumped, you're in trouble. And I think with a wooden bat, if you try to break it, you better be successful, and you probably need to have some anger behind it to have the strength to do it.
I was pretty good at that when I was a kid, Derek. It was pretty heavy, so I had a lot more weight behind that wasn't just muscle. 0-1, Capuano trying to muscle through a lineup, and not like that. Hit the batter. Bazak will move his way to first, and you know what? It's a smart man. He moved a little bit just so it would ricochet off his elbow guard, and was going to hit him anyway, but instead of directly in the back of the spine, he kind of dodges it and gets his elbow in the way that has a shield on it.
Yeah, and honestly, he could have kept his broken bat there. Next pitch hits him. Brings up Larson.
Brad Larson, the left fielder, grounds one right up the middle. It's a pretty good double play ball. 6, 4, 3. No, excuse me.
Wow.
Just beat the throw and fooled me. Goodness gracious, as Larson's over there at first. That call could have gone either way, Derek.
It really could have, and I think the Big Train is upset with how it was called. Good job by Bonaris to turn it quickly. It wasn't a hot shot of a ground ball, but one that the Big Train thought they could turn 2 on. So instead, it's 2 outs and a runner on first. Big Train still leads 7-6, still in control. Capuano throwing strikes and returning to form after the hit by pitch there with a 6-4 put out.
And the tough part about it is it brings up Jack Warner, who's had a good season and game today as he puts down another single and adds on to a day that's already been fantastic. He is 1 for 2 now, 2 for 3 with a walk, a homer, a strikeout, and now that single.
Yeah, base hit into right field there. Just got it out in front, a little bit off the end of the bat, and it falls into right. Larson content just to stop at second. I thought he probably could have made it first to third. He holds. Its runners at first and second with 2 out now.
We approach the witching hour. Capuano trying to find his first outing of the year without an earned run given in the first innings pitched. After Wines had a bit of a recovery day today, he really got his whip down and ERA down on 3 innings pitched. He was fantastic in holding the line at least as long as he could. That pitch misses to Noah Harvey, the Spider from Richmond, University of Richmond. Excuse me, he was pinch hit for. As now it's the Gettysburg Bullet, William Bearcall.
Yeah, Bearcall went down his first at bat. Now he has a 2-0 advantage on Capuano. Opportunity to try to tie this game back up, if not take a lead. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Bearcall watches one again, and now a 3-1 count pretty quickly with runners on first and second. Played last season at Gettysburg College, one of 2 bullets in the league. Had 8 appearances in 24 and 24, missed the entire 2025 season with an injury, but His redshirt sophomore year, 285 average and a 424 OBP. He was great for those bullets at the D3 level as the 3-0 misses. And a walk as bases loaded. And again, you can't talk about what ifs too much, but after Bearcaw has walked, you're thinking about just at that play at first, had it been called the other way, you're in a completely different situation. But instead, Ricky Barnes, 2 for 3 on the night with an RBI. He is looking for another hit, the lefty against Capuano with bases jammed.
Yeah, this has really been an action-packed game, and no spot bigger than this one here with 2 outs and the bases loaded. The Big Train scored 6 in the top half of the inning to take the lead. Now they're trying to hold on to it.
First pitch misses high. Now 5 straight balls from Capuano.
Might be a good time to go out to Cap and try to get into him and talk to him before a 1-0 count maybe escalates into something more dangerous. Instead, he moves quickly.
The Cary Grove native fouls that one back on the 1-1 now. It's at Blackhawk College in Moline, Illinois. That is the middle of nowhere. Not having the best season to date. 105 average coming into tonight, but he's got hits 3 and 4 on the season. An everyday player since some guys have left this roster at the end of June.
Yeah, and for Barnes, he had that costly error last inning. Sure, he'd like to make up for it.
1-1 is in there on a beautiful breaking ball. That's exactly what you're looking for. You either want one that kind of claws in at the hatch, as I like to call it, in the top of the strike zone and gets in there just barely through the 3D fully strike zone that's over the plate. That one is one of those. Just goes right through the zone. Not a hitter's pitch. 1-2. Capuano versus Barnes. Ground ball right side. Bonaris, the smooth fielder, over to first, and that one will get him. They do strand 3. Big Train, courtesy of Capuano, keep them scoreless in the bottom of the 7th. We'll head to the top of the 8th now with the lead, 1-0. 7-6. Welcome back to Alexandria. 2 miles from the Pentagon, and the Big Train have been a game that has been anything but an armistice. Blow for blow, Big Train found their way back into the game on the top of the 7th with 6 runs scored there. We head to the top of the 8th now, and Bethesda looking to tack on to that lead with 6 outs remaining to do so. Man of the mound continues as right as this one is fouled back from Carpenter's bat.
Yeah, and for the Big Train, a real opportunity now to extend on this 1-run lead. 6 outs for the Aces to play with as well. You know, 1 run may or may not cut it, so they're going to want to add to this and get some insurance if they can.
0-1 misses to Carpenter. He's got interesting day. Certainly felt like he's lacked some discipline at the plate, but then he just goes on the 3-2 count and hits a single. So had a good day. 2 for 3, strikeout and a walk. 1-1. This one's skied in the air to right. Going to be a tough play on it. Second baseman coming in, and they get an out, but notably defensive replacements coming. New center fielder, not sure who that is, but the center fielder previous, Grant, has moved to second base.
Yeah, it kind of gets jammed a little bit there, pushes it to the right side, and unfortunately retired. Now it'll bring up Malvasio, who's had 3 hits today, really was instrumental last inning in, generating some of that offense that finally could break through for a lead. Now he faces a much more difficult pitcher who, when he's in the zone, is pretty dangerous.
He's accepted that maybe he doesn't need to hit every ball over the wall. 3 ground ball singles today. Well, I don't know how much you call a ground ball a liner that just gets down right at the end of the infield. I guess that's kind of a ground ball in a way. Not really, but 0-1 as that pitch is in there to Malvasio. Started off his day well. First at-bat, plate appearance was a walk. 3 singles since then as he tries to stay unextinguished in his 3-for-3 day.
Brody Shawn, I think this is some of what got him that rating out of high school, some of the stuff that he has shown tonight.
Speaking of, gross breaking ball, and Malvasio knew it. Half swung even there, just knew his basket wasn't even going to get close to that thing.
Yeah, I think that was a really firm slider there from Shawn, and he's attacking with the fastball. He has the slider to go off of it, and it's tough sledding for the Big Train offense here.
1-2. Strike 3 looking. It's at the knees, just in there in the zone, and a tough pitch to watch, but fortunately that one made it in there. So gives a little tidbit on his way back to the dugout about that slider to Will Hack, the next righty up, as this lineup is 6 straight lefties, kind of. As Carpenter's come in, he bats from the right side, but 4 straight lefties now, as Machado was that last lefty.
Yeah, I took a peek over at the TrackMan computer. 95 on that fastball from Shawn. So you go slider in the zone, tunnel off of it, a low heater, sits at the bottom of the zone. Tough go.
Ground ball right side, and this one not going to get past Grant. The very quick second baseman makes a dazzling play on that one. That's some good glove work. And after Mickey Barnes, I think, was moved into center, Big Train go down, 3 up, 3 down. Lead still at 1 as they let Alexandria get a shot at it in the bottom of the 8th. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. Capuano on for a second inning of work is, that fastball earlier from Shawn, by the way. 95 you mentioned. So the fastest pitch in history of the league is 96.4 for reference. I have that listed under the advanced history statistics on the Cal Ripken Senior League website. But at that point, if you're looking to come to a Big Train game, come to bigtrain.org, bigtrain.org, D-O-R-G. I almost got that perfect for the 3rd time in a row, but you know what? Sometimes you lose your hit streak. First pitch to Grant is high from Capuano.
Grant's had a good day at the plate, struggled on the bases a little bit, ends the last inning with a great play at second base, showing off some of that utility value. Made a great play in center earlier, and then they move him to second, and he dazzles.
Pops this one up on the infield. And Bonnery settling under it. He's got it for the first out for Capuano, who's now 4 outs scoreless, his longest streak of the season. To credit how he has kind of found his way back. I mean, interesting story. Sean McAvoy, a writer, had a good one at the beginning of the season about this guy and his injury. Got injured in his first appearance for the big train in his start last year, and has not had the appearance or had the ability to get it going since then. Talked about how he wasn't exactly himself, and he seems like he's finally got it going. But
Well, it's been a mix of struggles for Capuano. I think there was a point where struggling to throw strikes, not getting them in the zone, and then struggling to, avoid hard contact. Today he seems to be doing a bit of both here as he has 4 outs without giving up a run.
Jackson Scrow to the plate. Hopewell, New Jersey native. Shout out Jack, my roommate from college. He's at the Tri-City Chili Peppers right now from the same place. 0-1. Line drive up the middle, another base hit for Scrow. A good piece of hitting for the New Jersey native as planted a pretty good seed on the offense so far this game from the Garden State.
Yeah, Scroll there takes the off-speed offering and just lines it right up the middle. There isn't really much a hitting coach could say besides good job. It stays on the slider, lines it up the middle, gets the base runner on with 1 out here, representing the tying run here at first base as the middle of the order comes up.
2 for 5, bottom of the 8th. It's Hunter White. Did he go? And yes, he did, as the ump missed the check and the ump behind the plate. I've never seen that where the home plate umpire has to call out verbally, did he go? And the umpire second goes, yes! So some Hawk Harrelson in him over at second.
You know, one con of the 3-man crew versus a 4-man umpiring crew is with a left-handed batter and a runner on base, that umpire's not down the line. Seeing it from the middle, thought he saw enough for a swing, and I'm not sure he got it wrong, but interesting look as he had to be called out and asked.
He did have it right. Kind of held up, but interesting, it's where the knob kind of ends up in proportion to the angle of the bat. And you know what? I have no idea where that becomes a swing, but in my personal world, on the 0-2, he walks one outside. Not in my personal world, that one was real. In my personal world, I think he swung.
Capuano now 2-1. Opportunity maybe for another double play ball. Certainly a chance to attack a hitter and pitch to contact and pitch with the lead.
2-1 is missed high, and now 3-1. White following up Scrow here in this bottom 8. He is 3 for 4 on the day. Struck out his last time up, but before that it was 3 straight singles and an RBI in that second scoring bout in the 4th. Big Time scored 6 unanswered since that point. 3-1 as the Youngstown State Penguin tries to slide out of a jam. Big swing, and now 3-2 is our count.
Yeah, aggressive pitch there, 3-2. Actually expands the zone, or on the 3-1 pitch to make it 3-2. Kind of expands the zone, gets chase. Now he has an opportunity, 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out to make a pitch and help himself.
Dish on full, and he feeds him. He'll walk. White, the big first baseman, will be one of 2 runners on, so the lead runner is him, tying base runner on second in the form of Scrow. He tried to Scrow home.
It's forces at all square bases. 1 out, and McGinnis steps up. He's had a mostly quiet night, but opportunity to do damage for this middle of the order bat who's had a lot of success this summer.
Yeah, he just called him Daniel White, but interestingly, that's the combination of the guy before him and his name. As McGinnis shares the last name with the second Batman of Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis. I is the only last name I could think of. He's been pretty good today. Hit by pitch, a single, but silence since then in the 3rd, where he did drive home a run, almost drove home a run in the 3rd, but Big Train able to get out of a jam. A lot of runners left on for these 2 squads. 0-1. Capuano, big waving swing, and quickly into an 0-2 hole for McGinnis.
Yeah, he goes breaking ball there and up in the zone. An opportunity for McGinnis to do damage. He's kept his weight back, but unable to make contact. And quickly here, 0-2. 1 out for Capuano and an opportunity to help his favor.
Comes the Penguin 0-2. foul ball backwards towards the STEM Elementary School behind us. It's attached to the stadium, which has been here longer than the school. There's a former minor league stadium that featured Bobby Bonilla, former Mets outfielder when he was with the Pirates. Got signed from the Pirates to the Mets on that big deal that we know is Bonilla Day coming up here soon, I believe. And Rick Renteria, 0-2. Big scoop. You may remember him as the White Sox well, I said manager, I was going to say mascot, but he was a big mascot for the fans. Ricky's boys don't quit, and that stadium has kind of stayed true. Love talking about Rick Renteria. I thought they never should have fired him, but I was wrong. I was also 8. 1-2. Big wave at that one. Capuano sits him down. Two outs.
Really like the sequence there. 0-2, you go breaking ball down. McGinnis survives, avoids the chase. Then you go back with a high fastball to get him. Slow the bat down, slow the eyes down, then go fastball up. He can't catch up. That's a really big pitch and something that should really help Capuano's confidence.
You're playing with the eye level of the batter and kind of give him something that you maybe leave a little bit too in the zone in the high fastball. If you've seen him right at his shins, his bat is naturally going to adjust a little bit lower, and you can kind of get under him. But it's interesting to see. There's a real mental element to this game and where our eye level is. It's interesting, a lot of psychology done by Stanford baseball, exactly who you expect to be doing it, in fairness. 0-1, Capuano, wild pitch. Kind of gets too far right into the other batter box as Gramesty's unable to had to make a scoop that you would be doing at shortstop there as the runners moved over to third. Tying base runner, Scrow, over there on that left side, looming.
You know, it's a demoralizing pitch for Capuano, who had force outs at all bases. Now you're going to have to throw the ball across the infield. But with 2 outs, you still have an opportunity to make one pitch and get out of this. But 2 runners in scoring position.
1-1, it's a fastball down Broadway. Count is now 1-2 as he just is now 1 pitch away from leaving 2 on and keeping this game in favor of Bethesda. Big moment here for the batter, Pazak.
We've had a number of really high leverage pitches, none quite bigger than this.
1-2. Quaker lays off. It's a smart decision from the Ivy Leaguer. 2-2.
Really good 1-2 pitch there. He goes expand breaking ball, trying to get swing and miss. Now 2-2. Perhaps he goes back to that high fastball that worked for him before.
I'd like to see him upper on the inside corner.
If we were playing MLB The Show, it'd be really easy to locate it. Let's see if he can do it today.
2-2, he goes for that low breaking ball. Drop third, but tags him. Capuano strikes 2 out and ends the threat. His best appearance of the year as he's finally found his rhythm. Singing song and dance as we head to the top of the 9th. Big Train up 7-6. Maintain their lead with runners on second and third. They strand.
Sean is back. High Point Panther will have the opportunity to keep this one going. Brody Sean, he throws really hard. 95. That's big league stuff. He's the kind of guy who, if he has a good enough season in the spring as a 22-year-old, Sean will probably just get drafted in the later part of the MLB draft. Not a lot of guys, not a lot of righties who throw as good as him. He was an MLB draft prospect. I took a look at it out of high school, but not a high-round guy. So he tried to go to Wake Forest to boost his stuff, and his career's kind of been a little bit derailed, trying to keep himself on track, though, versus these big train. 2 quick strikes to Gramesty, now into a very quick 0-2 count.
Yeah, and for Sean, the stuff is really dazzling, and I think this is the kind of outing that he needs to just keep boosting his confidence and letting him know that he's a competitive pitcher with the stuff to get good guys out.
3 straight fastballs, but the 0-2 was hit well into right and in a blue territory. What a diving play! He's not able to get there. It pops out of his glove. That is so close. In and out of the glove. He loses it as it hits the ground. It clatters away. I mean, that is all out from Warner there and right, and that wrist cannot feel anything good.
Yeah, Warner went all out, Warner Brothers, and it was a superhero dive. And I love laying it on the line. Didn't cost them an extra base. Goes for the catch. Ends up being a single for Gramesty. Not his hardest hit of the day. Looks like there's a little bit of a delay. Umpire's giving a little bit of time for the outfielder to reset.
Yeah, they want to make sure he's okay, as the manager was trying to get his attention, but he was not facing the manager, so he gave up, but the umpire wanted to make sure his wrist was all right, and it is. So credit to Warner there. I mean, that is not a play that is easy at all, and he kind of loses it on contact like a running back as he hits the ground. Corbin's bat turns, I think, into some pieces. Yeah, I was going to say, it didn't sound all that good for the stability of the bat. Yeah.
And one note that I want to make on that last play, Warner, great effort. I wonder if Grant, still playing center field, might have had a beat on that ball as it goes into right center field. Grant now at second base, covered some great ground and made a great play there. If he were in center, could he have gotten to that ball? Easy to say what if.
I mean, Grant slowed down. He may have actually had a shot at that thing, like from second. He is an extremely quick infielder. Naturally plays short, second, third, first as well for Gulliford Tech last year, which, not often you have a 5'8" first baseman, but, with how good he's been tonight, don't think he couldn't make it work. Corbin thinks about a bunt on the 0-1, but lays off of it 1-1.
Yeah, Corbin here, an opportunity to continue setting the table. I think Big Train interested in a bunt to potentially give a 2-run advantage by putting the runner in scoring position. Nobody out right now. 1-1 the count to Corbin.
Corbin, big hack at that one, and runner will go. This one's well into the outfield. Gramesty will head to third on his stolen base, and, well, no need to bunt there for Corbin. He just took his first swing of the game, by the way.
Yeah, and I believe it was a hit and run where he was told to swing and ends up really helping this team. Now with 2 strikes, he has an opportunity to get a run home. Really need to find a way to put something in base, as Gramesty at third, I think, might have scraped his knee on some dirt that's dried out throughout the course of the game.
Yeah, well, considering I can see both his knees right now, it's not exactly a good tutorial to slide through there with your knee pads a little too high. 1-2. Brody Sean is just outside, searching for the platinum walk. He reached the golden walk last time, Corbin did. It's kind of a little spin that I see sometimes broadcasters put on that.
Infield in now. Trying to cut down the run.
2-2, wave and a miss. Infielders in, curious if they'll stay in. Scrow charged from short there, as they all sit on the lip. I was going to leave one guy kind of back. It would probably be both Scrow. And Grant, maybe a foot or two backwards. They're both a bit faster and can make a play in that pop fly territory for Bonaris, who has had some hard contact tonight. First pitch to him is lined foul. And he's on top of the dugout.
Yeah, Sean doing a really good job attacking these Big Train hitters. And, if you're Bonaris in this situation, infield in, you are looking to elevate a little bit more than normal. He's hit a couple fly balls today. That would be exactly what the doctor ordered. Gramesty at third has some speed. Fly ball would likely get him in.
Sack fly prescription at worst. 0-1 turns to 1-1 as that one just below the knee level of Bonnery's. He's been great in this leadoff spot. Struggling today. He's 0 for 5.
We know just how crazy some of these Cal Ripken Senior League games can get, especially in the late innings.
Yeah, it's good baseball in the sense of kind of what you call good baseball. Anything entertaining is what I call good baseball. But, I mean, we've seen a lot of these games go high scoring and just purely off the will of these guys. We're hitting very well. Not a lot of errors we've seen on either side. The big train 2-1. Misses inside. And, I mean, we have seen 3 games in a row without an error from the other team. Aces have made 2 today. Did let the big train into it. Think about the inning where they scored almost all their runs in the 7th.
Yeah, interesting spot now in a 3-1 count. You have the base open, 1 out, just the runner at third. Bonnery's a chance.
3-1, a big wave. Count will go full, and that one was not a strike.
Yeah, swings at ball 4 there, but it is okay. It is okay. He's aggressive, trying to make contact and get this run home. He doesn't need a hit. A walk provides less value than maybe normally, as it would set up a force. 3-2 now.
Trying to do his job. Appreciate that. Brody Sean, 3-2. Ground ball up the middle. It gets past. Infielders in. They can't get it, and they will have immediately another runner come across and no out given, which is kind of why down 1, I feel like the infielders in is a good thought of the mind. I would rather just go corners in there, but it does burn them.
It's certainly something, in hindsight, it's easy to criticize. You have the infield all the way up. You're trying to nag the run, and ultimately the risk, proves to be costly. And the big train now extend their lead. It's a 2-run lead in the 9th inning.
Glad I set you up there to give me some risk analysis. I was hoping for that, and that went high. First pitch to Brennan Wright as Alexandria giving up his first run on a hit this season. He's only given up the way of the walk. It's only the 5th hit he's given, and now his 6th inning work of the year. As that one misses again, and 2-0.
For the big train, really manufacturing a run here in the top of the 9th, playing some team baseball. You get Gramesty on base, get him running, force a throw that goes into center field, get him to third. And then Bonnery's does a really good job playing the game. Infield up, find a way to hit the ball hard, and it gets through.
First single of the night, and it's another RBI in the season for the leadoff man who's just come up big when he needs to. Now 3-0 count as that one missed to Bright. And again, nowhere close, nobody up. 1 man up in the pen. We'll see how long of a rope Brody Sean will have as he gives up his 2nd straight base runner with an out.
It's interesting. Johnson coming up to the plate. Everyone seems to be looking around, maybe thinking Sean's going to get pulled, but he's staying. This is his outing, and this is his game, and Alexandria is sticking with him.
Well, Brody Sean, the guy just started warming, unfortunately. They were a little bit late on that, as thought that they could maybe get rid of Wright. They just started him right on the 2-0 to Wright, as the first pitch is a swinging strike from the lefty box switch hitter. Johnson's yet to see the other side of that. 0-1. Righty reliever Sean misses high again, and
you wonder if maybe now's the time to go have a word with Sean, let him kind of catch his breath and reset. He's a good pitcher with good stuff, just kind of slipping a little bit right now. Give up the hit with the runner on third, and it feels like the game's over, but keeping this at a 2-run deficit is still a really big difference.
1-1. A little bit inside, nearly caught Johnson, and Bonnery's pretty far off the bag. Safe as the throw comes back. Timed well with how he knows he can get back to second, and still runners at first and second with 1 out here on the Big Train Baseball Network.
Yeah, the throw goes high there, and Bonnery is able to slide in under the throw. I've seen the Big Train struggle making some outs on the bases this year. Hope to avoid that.
That one low and a 3-1 count. Warming up is Ryan Garcia out of Hartford Community College for the Fightin' Owls last year. Put himself up to a 6.15 ERA as a starter. Has not started at all this season.
Johnson now in a 3-1 count. 2 men on. Gonzalez on deck.
John. Big wave at that one. Now another full count as, the reason they leave a guy like this in is he's pretty hard to hit, but it's going to be difficult if you can't hit the zone to get much of anything. Johnson now full count. In a case where I think the full count advantage does not go to the hitter. Ground ball right side over right to the first baseman. Didn't opt for 2 there. Just going to get the second out of the inning. Had maybe a shot at it with a runner like right. You're just going to get the guy at second and leave him at the corners most likely.
Yeah, seem to be focused on just catching that ground ball. Goes ahead, steps on first. Does move 2 runners in a scoring position for Emilio Gonzalez. We'll see if he opts to sit fastball and ambush the high velocity thrower or what he's looking for.
Gonzalez watches the first pitch. He has had himself a solid day. RBI single, but 1 for 5 otherwise.
Yeah, and that single he had was really belted into right field. We'll see if he can build on that. These high velocity fastballs seem to be what he struggles with.
Did hit one pretty hard, but went right into the ground. He yelled as he did it because he knew he had a pitch that he could really drive, but 94 into the dirt there.
Now 2-0 the count. Traditionally, this is a fastball count. Isn't always. We'll see if Gonzalez sits dead red and maybe tries to ambush.
Maybe with that slider Sean's been able to place. 2-0. It is that fastball. 94 Broadway, and he just blows it by him.
Yeah, and that's the advantage of throwing 94. If that's 88, this may be a 3-run home run we're watching. Instead, blows the doors off him.
That's actually 96. I misread the laptop, which is maybe 30, not 30 feet from me, 10 feet from me. High fastball, and Gonzalez will wait on it. It's 3-1. As have an open base at first. If he walks him, it's his last batter. If he doesn't, it's probably his last batter.
We'll see. 3-1 count. I'd actually maybe opt to put him on. Instead, they're going to go after him.
Broken bat up the middle. They will take the risk, and it works out. Gonzalez would have put that one directly over the second baseman, Grant, had it not shattered the bat. But again, when you're playing in a high humidity environment with speed like that, bats will break. So he'll get 3 shatters in his appearance tonight, and he manages to keep it with only 1 run given in his 3 innings. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. 8-6 the lead as they find an RBI, scrounge some together, and we'll head to the save situation. Man out of pen is Jackson Mirza, the center fielder, 2-way player. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. Lefty Jackson Mirza out of the pen. He will come into this thing with a lot on the line. Big Train trying to keep their hot streak going. 1-4, lost one in the 2-game set yesterday.
And Mirza will be tasked tonight with putting it together. He's got a 5.4 ERA and a 1.9 whip through 4 appearances on the mound. Also plays center field pretty dang well.
Yeah, he's not the only two-way guy for the big train, but getting contributions from a variety of roster members, and Mirza now hoping to shut the door with a 2-run lead.
First save appearance of the year, first appearance with a lead of the season.
I think for Mirza, it was for the staff an opportunity to see what he could do. They were pretty impressed pretty quickly.
Pinch hitter is Cooper Scott for the Aces as the first pitch will miss. Mirza can reach 90 and over on that fastball of his. 1-0 to Scott. This one dug out, and Scott a 400 OBP, 733 OPS so far this season. Not a lot of appearances for the Austin, Texas native, as Gramsty will take a brief chat with number 2 after 2 balls.
Yeah, it's a really good time to just stop the trend of throwing balls and try to get him back on track and settled in. 2 balls and no strikes. Mirza to the pinch hitter. An opportunity to battle back and retire his leadoff man.
2-0. That one a little bit low on the inside corner at the shin level. So a 3-0 count in the pinch hit appearance for Cooper Scott. Pinch hitting for Brad Larson, who was hitless today, as that one misses again, and Mirza walks him.
So for Mirza, it's 4 straight balls. Not the way he wanted to start this inning. Looks like Coach Craig Lopez is getting ready to go out and have a word with him.
Take a quick moment as they'll give Mirza a chance to settle down after 4 straight balls. He's got the close tonight. Got to remember, just keep his head in this thing, because he's only got 1 runner on. Mentality has to be double play ball. Scott is not a quick runner, as he is a bit of a lankier first baseman who's been caught stealing twice, yet to get that stolen base. You pretty much expect him, especially against Gramsty, who leads the league and throws caught stealing, to not be running.
Yeah, here at the bottom of this Aces lineup, the goal has to be to attack these hitters. You cannot continue walking guys, which is very easy for me to sit here and say just throw strikes. Mirza knows it, the big train know it, and for him it's a challenge to attack and pitch to contact and trust your defense behind you. Two lefties in a row here for the Aces, due up against the left-handed Mirza.
Jack Warner, who homered already in this ball game. Tying run is him. If he reaches in, Gramsty has to make a swashbuckling save, but his Cutlass can't cut it just yet, and the runner at second loses the double play ball.
Yep, the double play no longer in order, but it will be okay for the big train. That run does not matter. Tying run in the box right now.
Just got to forget about him. But against the power threat, it's lefty-lefty. 1-0, he is way behind a fastball and kind of grabs at his wrist there. I think his glove flew off with the swing.
Yeah, really an uncomfortable swing there. His coach is going to stop and talk to him, maybe evaluate his health.
Yeah, I mean, that bit of a difficult one. They'll check in very briefly with Jack Warner, as he'll take the chance to talk to the umpire about something. Question there as he talks really quickly to him, and we'll take a offensive mound visit, I believe, as well. I don't really know what the call is. I've never seen them, and they do have them here where it is a box visit, I guess you would call it. But
yeah, I do believe typically in NCAA baseball, the offense is allowed 2 visits to the batter. So not sure if the umpire counted that as a visit versus just a check on his batter's health.
You know, I think.
And now the ball not in play yet as Mirza comes set.
So it's a strike. They're going to call it, or a ball there, as they're going to call it. As the 1-2 now, this one fouled back. That's a difficult call. I'm not sure why a ball was given there. I think it was a
some sort of violation. He didn't miss.
It was certainly a swing and miss. I'm not exactly sure what happened.
Fouled off again, and the 1-2 keeps himself alive, and Mirza, seeming to finally settle down, has found the strike zone. And he's a tough guy to hit.
Yeah.
Lefty's at a 90. Tough.
And Mirza, you know, typically a position player, really just out there throwing and attacking and pitching with a lot of freedom. It's a good thing to see, and he's really developing.
1-2, it's a great curveball. Merzum cuts him down, and the first out is a strikeout to the power hitter Warner as it turns over to the next batter, Barakov.
Yeah, and that's where you get some of those left-on-left discrepancies where that breaking ball starts at the front hip and just falls off the table. So Mirza using that pitch to its full advantage and goes to the breaking ball and really acts like he's the man.
Gettysburg's William Barakov, 400 average in college. That's his first game of the season. I mean, if I'm USF, I'm very delighted to find out one of my outfielders has just suddenly become a lefty arm out of the bullpen that throws 90. Not often you can find that. 0-1. And not often you can find that in this recruiting class at the D1 level that is not immediately picked up by one of those bigger schools. And USF is a pretty big baseball school, but I mean, Mirza's kind of just appeared out of nowhere for these big train. 1-1. It's a low curve, bounces off the plate, and the dribbler is collected by Gramercy without the runner advancing.
Yeah, and you look at what Mirza's been able to do out of USF, I think some of it came from a point of the big train missing a lot of pitchers who are still in the tournament and hadn't reported from their schools, and Mirza able to help, and now he's part of the rotation.
So 2-1, they brought Scott in, who's now on second, because he struggled with the walk, interestingly, against those righties. However, when he's against these lefties, and there's a bunch more in this lineup, he's been great as the 2-2 head level scares him off at the plate for the Gettysburg Bullet, who sees one just kind of go by him.
Moves the count full as the tying run is in the box for the Aces. Big Train lead by 2. It's 8-6 with a full count.
Full count, lefty delivers. Big wave!
Mirza, another strikeout swinging, and 2 outs as he approaches the save.
He gets 2 lefties at the bottom of the lineup, attacks both of them, strikes out both of them, and now it's 2 outs, 1 man on for the Aces, and they're down to their last out.
We'll see. So the defensive replacement for Ricky Barnes, Liam Irving, the Allegheny College player out of Maryland, will watch strike 1. It's in there. 5'11", 200. He is a 286 hitter with a 429 OBP. He's an everyday player who had his day off and being called upon here as he moved into center field.
You know, credit to Coach Lopez. He saw early that Mirza was struggling to command his pitches, went out quickly, and has really changed the tide. It's an 0-2 count with 2 outs after the swing and miss.
8-6. Big Train blew the save yesterday. They'll leave on another two-way player as Mirza just beating him with the fastball. 0-2. Little high for the Bull as, again, big credit to Lopez. He has really settled down since that mound visit. His stuff is really working right now, and righty Irving trying to keep the game alive. He's the tying run. 1-2. Swing and a miss! Mirza strikes out the side for the save. Big Train win 8-6. 13 hits, 12 hits for them, and they have done a fantastic job all around. An 8-6 victory after they blew the save yesterday, trying to crawl back now only 2 games behind, only depending on if they won tonight. But great game all around. Big Train get the win. Derek, thank you very much for staying with us, not tuning in with us.
It's been a pleasure, and you know, there Mirza walks off the field back to the dugout as if he didn't even know it was a save situation. Calm as nails, makes the pitches. That 6-run 7th powers the Big Train. What a victory and what a night.
Thank you very much for tuning in with us. I've been Carson Cass with Derek Orange, your Director of Operations here at the Big Train, and pretty good, can do just about any operation as he is a pretty smooth operator in the broadcast booth, as I hope you realized. I've been very glad to have you. Continue to be kind, and have a good night, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in. We're back tomorrow. Away game, final one of this away series. Let you know, because there is rain forecasted tomorrow and the day after. About that on the Big Train social media. You can find that at the Big Train social medias on Instagram and Twitter. You just look up the name, it'll be there. But
bigtrain.org as well, BIGTRAIN.org. Thank you very much for watching, and good night.